Bodies of both Black Sunrise cultists and the Order's Dawn Brigade lie scattered about the broken walls of the keep. The gold dragon's body lies in tatters where the fiends ripped it to shreds. Smoke rises from seemingly everywhere. The Dawn Brigade had, against all hope, defeated the Black Sunrise. They'd paid dearly in blood, but they had won. A warrior with the look of a paladin floats across the bloody flagstones, his body flickering in and out of the ethereal plane. He comes to rest near the body of a broken giant troll. The monster struggles to breathe, blood oozing from horrible burn wounds inflicted by a barrel of flaming pitch the troll intercepted to keep it from hitting the troops. The paladin, his strength completely exhausted, takes the creature's hand, and with tears forming in his spectral eyes, watches the most wounded and brave soul he'd ever known breathe its last. You guys were at the end of last week's game. Ryan's character Othig had his butt handed to him by the dual poleaxe wielding Kensai monk, who
putting it nicely,
who then just up and walked away. But he did tell Othig that Othig had landed more blows on him than anybody ever had before, so that was something. And you guys turned your sights towards the city to the north, so you could make your way through the pass into Chamsburg, and there make your way to Bastion's Rise, where Mav needs to go to progress in his strength and power. So you're about an hour outside of the city of Atravi, which is on the western edge of the Great Lake in northern Balanovia, and home to the Red Tunnel, which leads through the mountains to the city of Benschwitz in Chamsburg. It is the fastest and safest way into that country. What do you guys want to do?
Othig just wants to sleep because he's hurt real bad.
I would like to go into the Red. That's probably not a sentence I want to say ever again.
You would like to go into the Red Tunnel?
Both Jeffrey and Tony are uncomfortable. I feel like that's a rite of passage for some group or something.
Yeah. Well, it's named so because the mountains are the Red Mountains.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's not as nearly as ominous and as scary as it sounds once you know that the mountain range is named the Red Mountains. Anything?
And where are we going? We have to get to Atravi?
You have to go through Atravi to get to the Red Tunnel, which takes you into Chamsburg, and then you have to make your way to Bastion's Rise, which is that little island at the mouth of the channel that leads to the ocean. Let me share this map as well. I'll share the Chamsburg map, and you'll be able to better see it. On this map, it's named Bastion's Isle, but I just didn't like that name, so I renamed it yesterday.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Sure does.
To Bastion's Rise. So you're going to come through that small village, and you're going to make your way to the town of Benschwitz there, and then down the road to Bastion's Rise.
Is it Ben Schwartz?
Benschwitz.
Benschwitz.
Why does everybody think that's such a funny name?
Because the Schwartz is strong with
Well, because Ben Schwartz is a real person.
Oh. Yeah, all right. Fair enough.
He's an actor.
Anything in particular you guys want to do before you hit the town of Atravi? Sleep. Othig wants to sleep.
I would like to sleep in Atravi. I'd rather sleep in a town if we can, because they're more comfortable.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Okay. So
let's keep going.
Oh, I'm still unconscious.
You still have the unconscious on you?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yep.
Let me fix that for you. Because you're not anymore. You might be. You were hit so hard in the head.
I feel like I am.
Yeah.
You look like you are. Your eyes are all swollen.
Didn't he heal you a little bit?
No, one of you guys. Yeah, he brought him back from unconsciousness with some herbal business.
Some herbals.
And none of us have healed him, because why?
Because we stopped playing, that's why.
Yep.
Well, someone had to.
He doesn't need any healing.
All right, so you guys head on down the road.
Deserve it.
As you're heading down the road, you get a message from the keep.
All right.
Is this saying that they're under siege? again?
No, it's
It's saying don't bother come home. It's gone.
that's pretty much the gist of the conversation. It is Oren. And he starts the conversation, so while you were away,
We're still away.
some things happened. And he's got that Oren old man smirk on his face, and he explains to you that the girls, in order to handle dealing with that artifact that Galrin had, brought it back to the keep and used your table to contact the Order, since it's pretty much a infinite messaging station. Then events unfolded pretty much like it said in chat. It drew the attention of a major fiend incursion. They were attacked by a number of creatures. Luckily, the Order took the finding of this artifact so seriously that they'd sent a squad of almost 40 paladins and clerics to the keep to secure it. So
Nice.
there was a pretty epic battle that happened in your keep, and your team performed admirably once again.
What's
the
the?
girls
Do
almost
we-
got themselves killed, but
Is it a fair assessment that the girls were the cause of the damage to the keep because of their action?
it's not entirely fair, but it's not unfair either. They did bring the mace to the keep, which caused the fight. But
Oh.
on the other hand,
We would have done the same thing,
well,
and we probably wouldn't have contacted the Order.
Not the point.
the week before, their presence saved you an untold amount of damage to the keep. So, if you're thinking about sending them a bill,
I think we are.
the keep was not badly damaged in the event.
Yeah.
It was, yeah. In the Order took most of the casualties that did happen. Your people and your keep survived pretty well. In that instance, the week before, I would have let your keep be broken because that was part of your story. This was part of theirs, so I wouldn't wreck somebody else's toys.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
What do we know? What happens to who was attacking? Was it primarily fiends?
It was a very strange, from what the report Oren gives you, a very strange event. They were fiends known as Abishai. You fought some of them. You fought blue ones out in the desert.
Yeah.
These were black, except they were dead, which, as far as fiends go, is kind of a weird position. And they were raised into an undeath state, so they were extraordinarily problematic and hardy, and yeah, it was a very bizarre ordeal. That
Well,
They went
here's my question. When they die, did their bodies disappear?
they dissolve into a cloud of explosive acid.
That's problematic. Tell Oren to get the best artist we have to draw whatever they were fighting, and then when we get back, Jeff will
Make one.
make one to hang up next to the.
Well,
beast.
do you want the Black Dragon Abishai's, or do you want a big floaty head thing? Because pieces of those things are everywhere.
See, those things are gross. That's
They're-
my problem with that, is that those things are gross.
They're super gross.
Whereas, and like if you kill a dragon, you can cut their heads off and mount it. You know what I mean? Like a mounted head as a trophy is cool, as long as it's a scary monster. If it's a gross monster, it's just weird.
You know, I'd agree with you, but I did make you that snake thing.
Yeah, but that wasn't gross. That's still cool.
I mean, it used to be people.
Yeah, but it's not.
Yeah, duh.
Right. Yes. So yeah,
Yeah, that's
he's fine with that. He'll try and get an artist representation, so Jeff, when he gets back, can make a cool taxidermied statue out of it.
Yeah.
Where have I seen this monster before?
It's in Mordenkainen's.
Okay. I was
Yep.
like, that's why I recognize it. It's an actual thing.
Yeah, I wasn't 100% up to speed on how nasty those things are, but they can cast Feeble Mind on up to 3 different people, and then they do this thing called Warp, and everybody within its radius has to make Constitution saving throws, and they can use it as a legendary action. So up to 3 times around, and if they fail it, their insides twist up, and they get a point of exhaustion until their body becomes a pretzel.
They're awesome.
I almost accidentally killed them last night because I started playing it to like specs, and then I went, oh dear, they're all going to die.
Oh dear, what have I done?
I've done
Kind of
this
like
thing.
you did to the brands the other night.
No, I intended for that to be hard.
Oh, you guys are level 10, right?
I did think you were 2 levels higher than you were. That's my bad.
That was my favorite moment of the entire thing. Yeah, you guys can level up. You're level 10 now, right? No, we're level 8.
Nah, bro.
That was great. So that's Orin's report there. He also wants to know if you can do without him at the keep for a bit, because Jarkin has shown up with another treasure map, and they need to go film an episode of Ancient Treasures.
Tell him he is allowed to do whatever he wants as long as the keep is taken care of first. If that means that he has to like assign somebody to take care of it, that's totally fine.
Yeah, he'll handle all that. Everybody's cleaning it up. The fiends seemed very uninterested in the presence of the keep the minute the artifact was out of their reach.
Sure.
As soon as it got teleported back to Unity, they stopped attacking.
This question doesn't get asked often. Does Orin's wife care if he leaves?
They're dwarves. They don't.
Fair enough.
Yep. Dwarves are definitely the type of people where, like, Orin said he loved her the day they got married. If anything changes, he'll let her know.
Why do I know that?
That's a Nate Schmelowick quote.
That's what it was. There it is.
That's a Nateism. Yeah. And so let's take care of some ancient treasures then. So they have a treasure map heading out to the east side of the Krenna Empire, where there's a lot of geothermal activity. It's got a lot of different names to it. The Ash Canyons are the most common name. But every once in a while, certain parts of it are called the Death Fields because, well, certain gases belch up out of the ground, and if you're not ready for it, you all die. So there's that. They have a treasure map heading there. They're very excited to go here and film it. And so the camera crew shows up, the beholders pop into existence and begin filming, and off they go. So they're cruising off, they're following the treasure map, everybody's having a good time, and there's the first roll of the night. Well, Andy, you're going to have to describe to me how you handle this situation. Here's the first roll, but what they see is popping out from behind a rock a white flag, and it's being waved around very ferociously.
It's definitely a mimic. Like, are they expecting there to be a white flag being waved around?
No, there's not normally a lot of people out here, so for somebody to be hiding behind a rock waving a white flag at them is very peculiar.
It sounds very peculiar, and they would probably be very defensive about what they do.
All right, so the team takes a defensive stance, and as they do, up pops the head of a very familiar goblin.
Son of a gun. Sorry.
And he's just waving his hands, and he's like, "Don't shoot! Don't shoot!" Now, you guys have rolled a 19. How would you like to handle this with this goblin?
Shoot.
Shoot.
All right. So they shoot. They just levy all their weapons on him, and he's like, doggone it! And you kill Grimble almost immediately. And then you hear from up in the hills, he's like, "I thought you might do that!" As another goblin pops his head up. And he's like, "You can't open the vault without me."
Shoot.
I'm so glad you said that.
And
It's Orin. What else is it?
so Orin aims the axe buster at him and just mouths him with it. And you hear from further away, "Doggone it!" And your group continues on. So, somebody needs to roll for how well they navigate the ash canyons to where the map goes. Oh, that's pretty good. That's a decent roll. So, a couple of small mishaps. A couple of places where some poison belches up. Oddly enough, the dwarves handle it pretty well. One of the camera crew dies. One of the beholders, not immune to poison, dies in this instance, and they send a replacement in. The others look really worried. It's the first time that any of the production team has had an accident. They're releasing press statements right now about the family and all that type of stuff.
That's like 1,074 days.
Yep. Since the last on-site accident. But they find at the end of this map a ruined tower, and they find a trapdoor leading down into a dungeon below it. Who wants to navigate the dungeon?
Oh,
Yeah, go for it, Tony.
Oh, that's real good. So multiple traps all over this thing. Odds, ends, dead ends, twists and turns. Your boys navigate it really well considering none of them... Well, Khalid's a rogue. But the rest of them are kind of like bumbling fighters. But he keeps them out of trouble, and they find their way to a vault. It's a serious vault with a big, like, combination lock dial on it. And as they approach it, the rocks in the area all roll together and form into a giant troll, and they have to fight the troll.
No, troll.
Oh, come on.
Man. That is 4 19s and just a 14. You guys have just owned this one. This is old tricks for them now. They've worked together long enough. Even Jackarin, who's not really a full-on adventurer, although by this point in time he's like a level 2 fighter now at his super old age, he's just plunking it away with arrows and hitting it with alchemist fire, and the others are just rolling around stabbing it, and Hector and Orin are using pincer, and Orin swinging around from the ceiling on the axe buster, and Khalid's backstabbing this thing, and it just explodes into a million rock shard pieces. And from out in the hallway, you guys turn around and see a white flag waving.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure that they watched all the reruns of the episodes and realized how badly they've done.
It's like the week after you get your butt handed to you in football and you got to watch the game over again with the coach.
Like, oh, how did we not see that coming?
Yep. And Grimble, he's like, I know the combination. Just saying.
Fine.
He's like, all right. He walks out, dusts himself off. He's like, I didn't do as well getting through that dungeon as you boys did. I lost 7 along the way. And it's just weird because, you figured out he's a nilbog, so if you kill him, he just jumps to another body of a nearby goblin. And he walks up to it, and this dial is so big, he's like crawled onto it, and he's got his hands and feet like he's straddle hugging it. And he's like, somebody's got to spin me.
Oh my gosh.
Spin him way too hard.
So somebody make a dial check.
On it.
Oh my gosh.
That is impossible. 4 of 5 rolls, 19s. So
he's going forever.
Orin,
like spin.
Yep, Orin gets up there and spins him really hard to reset the lock, and then Grimble starts like calling out names or numbers, and Orin tilts him back and forth. There are 30 numbers in this chain, and at the end of it, you hear a kunk, and the vault slides open.
Kill him.
And there is an enormous amount of treasure in there. Are you gonna kill Grimble?
I really
It's up to
wanna.
you guys. You do what you want.
My vote's yes.
That's a 16.
Tony hates the
He's
nilbog.
gone.
So Grimble
He
jumps
can
down
relocate somewhere else.
and he looks at all the gold and he hears shh, and this dagger comes up through his back as Khalid has just like knifed him, and he's like, doggone it, I suppose I deserve this. and then you hear from down the hall, good luck getting out. And all of a sudden, the entire place starts rumbling, and Ancient Treasures will pick up next week as
Oh my god.
The escape
the
sequence.
escape sequence
Yeah.
happens.
When a Nilbog dies, do they feel it like normal?
I sure hope so.
Yes, they do.
So he's.
The Grimble has been around since I've started playing D&D. Like, he has been around a long, long time. That is the name of the first boss my cousin made me fight, was Grimble the Goblin. And he killed my level 1 fighter, and I was so mad at my cousin. And I'm pretty sure it is that event that made me turn into the forever DM after that, because I was just never going to lose another character to something stupid like that.
Yeah. Alright, cool.
So, Grimble has been around for forever. And let's see. So what else do we got going on? You got a team going to the jungle ruins this week. There's been some small ruins found south of Jerofi. Your team's been hired to make sure it's safe. So who do you want to send?
Go to Jirafi?
Yep, south of Jerofi into the actual jungle.
Who is available?
Just about everybody except for
Except for
Orin.
the four
Yep,
downstairs.
the ones
Orin
that.
and
Yep.
crew. Downstairs.
Also not available is Sodak, Ziz, and Tabby.
That's right, because they're out excavating the ruins.
Oh, right.
And I thought there was somebody else, but for the life of me, I couldn't remember anybody else who went out there. So I just wrote those 3.
That's fine.
Somebody else that had digging or excavating.
And nobody else really fit the bill for that.
Yeah.
That's it.
Unless we. No, it's because Tabby would have mover.
Mm-hmm. She does.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I don't know. So. What are they doing again? They're going to the jungle to do what?
Explore an ancient ruin. It's a small ruin from what they can tell, but could be things there.
Did anybody tell Halcyon to go home?
Yeah, he's on his way home. No.
Okay.
He was signaled to go home.
Okay. He's just waiting.
At the dock on the boat. Probably didn't care, sitting on the seaside, not landlocked, enjoying himself.
Yeah.
He was at the bar. He's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we send? I'm honestly kind of blanking on who.
You have a list in Discord. I need to get a shared sheet here in Fantasy Grounds too, so we can just pop it open. It is 7-7's Guild. There's the whole list in there. Let's see. You got Daphne, Gavril, Jabber, Carrig, Rides the Thunder, Hashel, Racky, Skoog are back. Tabby's gone. Hetty, Azika, Cornwall. And
Let's send. Let's send Rise the Thunder. He can keep an eye out from the sky.
Yep. It's also a ranger, so having him in the wilderness is a real good idea.
Yeah. Let's send Sodak Cyclops.
This is what he is in his class.
Maybe Gavril.
That'd be a rogue. That's a good idea.
Wait, where did he come from?
Elnos originally.
Gavril was one of the
I'm thinking Gavril Black Axe.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, wait, what? Okay, all right.
Ziz would probably be good. I know he was part of the group
Ziz
that
is
went
busy.
out there to find it, but Ziz would probably be good to take in there too.
Yeah, but he's busy.
He is busy, unfortunately.
He is?
Yeah, he's excavating the ruin on your property. This is one found in the jungle by the city of
Oh,
Jirafi.
sorry.
Yep.
I was getting confused. I thought that was the same.
Nope. Difference.
So yeah, so let's send Let's send Gavril.
So you got a ranger, a rogue. Probably send
And-
some muscle.
Let's send Daphne. Her and Gavril.
Yeah.
I'll see how well they get along. And then let's send somebody a little higher. How about we send Hashel?
Sure. That's not a bad call because he's a healer. So, all right. So they head to the ruin. It's very easy to find. They're actually led there by a scout that helped discover it. And there's a large entryway and entry chamber there that has recent and fresh blood on it, which the scout informs you is why they called you, because it is indeed trapped. So they believe the ruin's very dangerous, it's trapped, and it's now up to you to deal with it. So somebody make a roll.
Somebody roll a 19, I'll roll it.
Or a nat 20. That'll work too. So Gavril gets right in there, finds the trap mechanism right away. It's so old, and he's just kind of like looks around like at the other people. He's like, how did they get killed by this? This is anybody's just seen this. You guys do a great job getting in. The entryway, there's some stairs that lead down to a chamber that is crisscrossed with old wooden logs that at some point in time were probably safe to cross on, but are now not. It's kind of piled up in a very Jenga-ish fashion, where taking some wrong steps could do a lot of damage to you. So you guys need to cross this chamber. You do have a flyer with you, so I will give you advantage on it. Whoever makes this roll.
I'll roll.
Double 14s. Still a great roll. Your
I
team.
think the dice are broken tonight.
Yeah, they might be. The team comes up with an idea to link some ropes to the ceiling, and rather than even mess with the beams, just swing across the ceiling. And so they succeed in getting across. On the other side of the pit room, there's a small hallway that leads into a round chamber that has a raised pillar, and on it is a gold idol.
Of course there is.
There's also a door beyond the idol.
Replace it with a bag of sand. Of equal weight.
Nah.
Mav, what do you want him to do here? Do you want him to check out the door or check out the idol?
Check out the door first.
Okay.
Something that might kill them might come through that.
Okay. So that is a decent check. That is a partial success. The door is stuck. They're not quite sure what's beyond it, but there is light coming from the room beyond it. What would they like to do?
Try to open it.
You do believe you'll have to force this door open.
Sure.
Okay. Somebody make a roll.
I got it.
8. So that you force the door open, and unfortunately it sets off a trap, and the entirety of the floor in the idol room drops away. Several of your members take a fairly serious amount of damage as it drops away into a spiked pit area. Now, nobody dies, but Rides the Thunder is just flying there going, oh, that's terrible. Is that supposed to stick out of there? He helps them up. And on the other side of that, you find a legitimate treasure vault. And so they are going to come home with, let's see, we got a triumphant success, a partial success, and a partial failure. They're going to come home with 1,500 gold pieces.
Nice.
Yep. Could have been more, but that last one kind of did you in.
Yeah, well.
And now the ruin is safe, and some other explorers are going to come and try and figure out what the heck it's here for, who built it, and all that good stuff. And you guys go home.
Fair enough.
Last mini mission of the week, Cadmus has got some intel on where some Pentad cultists are holed up to the west, and he plans to hunt them down. So, as his team heads out, now armed with a mage, with a wizard, Rudy the Werebat, and they're ready to head out. So who wants to make a traveling roll as they attempt to travel across the countryside without being noticed? Well, that's just terrible. That's a nat 1.
It's the first time that Rudy's been outside, so he just.
It is to some
He's
degree.
like a dog,
bat, and he
he's a
chased
house.
it.
He's a house dog that you let outside for the first time without a chain.
Yep, and the falcon comes down and picks it up and flies away with it. It goes really bad. The cultists have spotted them on their approach. It's not necessarily anybody's fault. It just happens to be they're coming around some rock formations, and Cadmus is overly instructing Rudy to be quiet. And while he's doing it, he's hurt by the cultists on the other side of it. Some of them stay and fight. Others flee to the nearby cavern he was tracking them to. So make a roll for this battle that you've gotten yourselves caught up in.
I got it. Oh, never mind.
Too late.
Okay.
The battle turns around and goes really well. Some of those lightning drakes do climb up over the rocks, and it has the potential to go really bad, but it turns into a success. So now you know there's this cavern nearby, and they chase the fleeing cultists into that. And in the entry area, they are ambushed by swarms of blue-scale kobolds. Battle roll, please.
Don't think so.
Oh, yeah, that's good. So that's a triumphant success on the heels of an ambush, basically, turned to their favor. They slaughter the kobolds, and then stomping up out of the darkness of the tunnels behind it and Cadmus is quite shocked. Rudy poops himself, and everybody else is fairly afraid, an actual blue dragon.
Got him.
So this is a combat roll.
I got this. Yeah.
14.
Not bad.
So that is a success. The fight goes on pretty hard. But they pull it out. It's not an old dragon, and he's definitely in the young category. But with the crew that Cadmus had in there and expecting just a handful of cultists, this could have very easily turned into a disaster. But he pulls it out. And
Good thing I rolled first.
good thing.
Yeah.
In the back of this cavern, Cadmus finds 5 large copper eggs.
Copper
Oh,
good.
man.
Copper bad.
What type of dragon did they fight?
A blue.
Blue.
Oh.
These are someone's kids. We know about
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Wait,
do.
what?
Guys, we could be dragon riders. We can have
No.
bears and dragons.
this. We are returning these. We are not keeping these.
You might
We will-
want to check with Al-Alahim.
Wait a minute. What happens, Mike? What happens if you mix a bear and a dragon?
You get a braggin, which is the most boisterously arrogant creature to have ever been created, and it's no one likes him.
Jeff needs to ride one.
No
I
one.
mean, I was gonna say it sounds perfect for the granite bats.
Yeah, no. They are unruly. This is the type of creature that you think you want to meet, and then you meet one, and you're like, oh no,
A barragan.
no, I don't like this thing at all. So,
They're
Oh
unbearable.
no, I didn't want to meet you.
so good deal. That was good. I was a little worried that Cadmus's mission might go real south. So,
No, he lives in the north.
gosh, this is terrible.
Tony, this is ridiculous.
You're welcome.
Oddly enough, you do not find any treasure for a dragon lair. Only
Oh.
the eggs. That's just something
Which
to
means
tuck away.
Well, I'm guessing it wasn't a dragon's lair.
That is a good guess.
Are we able to find out who the eggs belong to?
We can discuss that in chat.
Okay.
I have a question that I didn't realize I wanted to ask that
Yeah.
I probably would have.
Sure. I said you
Ask,
could do that because there was a lot
yeah.
that we unloaded last week.
Does he think other dragons are stealing other dragon eggs?
Yes and no. Because they do know that some chromatics have had their eggs stolen too. But they also suspect that certain dragons have pitched in with one of the groups, and that group is thieving other people's eggs. So
Right, but like an individual dragon by itself wouldn't.
only if it's affiliated with the cult.
We
Okay.
wouldn't have any use for them otherwise.
Yep.
Yeah, that was sort of my question. Would one color dragon have any kind of benefit from stealing another color dragon's eggs and raising it as their own?
No,
Or do they like hate that?
that would be not acceptable on any level in Dragonkind, and
Okay.
it wouldn't work either. It would cause a lot of issues.
Okay.
So it's not something that would get done.
All right. Good job, Cadmus. Proud of you, buddy.
The shepherd would tell you it's one of those things where there's not a lot of things that the dragons agree upon, but they would, any dragon that isn't wholly bent on some sort of fiendish evil, like some now obviously are, would actually find a way to return those eggs to that breed.
Oh, really?
Even, to another member of that breed.
Which I would say that we would, even though Mav might jokingly ask, "How much can you fetch on the black market for 4 dragon eggs?"
Yeah.
You
5.
can get a lot on the regular
5.
market for those.
Just 5. 5 what? Just 5.
Not just he's on the 5. Not just on the black market. The regular market would get you a fine price for dragon eggs.
Yep. So that's your guild business for the week. So a couple other things that the girls found at the Black Axe estate. He was obviously, and everybody's kind of begun to figure this out. Galrin, not Gavril, who is your...
Oh, Galrin, that's his name.
Galrin is different than Gavril. Galrin was in deep with this cult. There are very few actual clues at his estate. However, the girls found, after removing the mace, something happened at the estate. A bubble of magic formed around it, necrotic magic, and started spreading out and started animating the dead from the battle.
That's bad.
And it had the same effect as the aura of the mace did around it. So it was very heavily cold and necrotic damage, and it killed everything in the area and reanimated corpses. So the Order team helped the girls penetrate the bubble and get into the estate, and in there they found the only real clue to what the cultists are doing is a magical cipher sheet that the minute somebody without the cipher tries to read it, it rearranges itself. So it is theoretically unbreakable unless they find the cipher. They did find a map that had 3 large red X's on it. One of them was over the Throne of Bones. One of them was on one of the small islands a bit south of Al Alahim on the way around the coast to Ithacus. And the other one was on New Barovia. They also found some necromantic tomes about raising undead and things like that one of the girls had some interesting connections to. But the thing that freaked them out the most out of everything else they found was powering this magic that created this bubble behind some extraordinarily terribly trapped warded doors was an actual celestial being used as a battery.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, do we know what that is?
Well, an angel. You would know.
Let's just
No, but I meant, is that from
No,
our last campaign?
Nope.
Oh, that's a new thing.
that is a new thing. And it has freaked everybody out everywhere that's happened.
Where did that happen?
That was all happening at the Black Axe estate.
Oh.
Inside. That's where they found all this stuff. So, oh yeah, and all of his furniture and everything else in the house was made out of body parts. It didn't look like it. It was so well done that you couldn't tell until you really look close and you're like, oh, this leather is people.
Did it look like Grant?
It was it was that level. It was quality.
Jeffrey,
I'm sorry. He paid really well. How else was I supposed to buy you that Titanbrook ale?
So that is the last of the weekly updates, unless you guys want to do something else.
Oh, cow.
Do we have any update on Ziz and crew?
No, not yet. They're in the process of excavating. They've hollowed out some of the buildings at the outpost, but they haven't found anything interesting yet.
Okay.
Good.
So you guys then are on your way into the city of
Oh,
Ashravi.
what about the cavern underground?
Oh yeah, cavern time. Cavern time. Yeah. So are you guys gonna branch off or continue to stick to following that path?
Follow the path.
Yeah, I think we should. I think unless there is some dramatic reason why we should not follow this path, I think we should try to stick to this path.
Yeah. And
Gotcha.
then I feel like we would just get immediately back on the path afterwards.
Huge dramatic thing.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Well, the next cavern you find then is a very elongated. The last cavern you find was a little bit football shaped. This one is almost a wider tube, and it is a bizarre cavern. You've never seen anything like this underground. Now, Kren dwarves don't spend a lot of time in caverns and underground, although you have affiliation for it. But Sellet definitely has, and he has never seen anything like this. This wall is almost as if, except for the floor, that is the only place that you don't find them. The walls and ceiling are covered in stalagmites and stalactites. And they all point in different directions. There's no real rhyme or reason to them, and they elongate out into the room. And it's almost like somebody took the outside of a porcupine and rolled it into a tube.
Oh.
The weirdest part is it does seem natural.
Yeah, that's really weird.
And the cavern is moist. So it is damp. So it is the type of cavern where geological formations would form, but the way they have formed is very bizarre.
Would Sellet and friend
Oh, friend.
Valerie?
would I assume they would probably have at least middling understanding of how geological formations like that occur.
Yeah. They occur over time when water drips off of things.
Correct. Correct. So, do these stalagmites and stalactites all seem to be like pointing towards the middle of the tube?
Yes and no. They are all in one way or another pointing towards the middle of the tube, but none of them are pointing the same direction.
Yeah. Is it because of a magical effect? Can they determine if there's
Make a roll. Make their first roll as they begin to investigate this cavern.
I'll roll it.
This is where we find out it's a big truck.
So they move into it, and unfortunately, it's not a great roll. It's not a full-on failure, but they get caught in a very bizarre anti-gravity stream that is flinging them around the room. And as they begin to fly around the room, a flock of dark mantles, which, if you're not sure what those are, they're basically a sheet with a head that wraps itself around your head and begins to strangle and choke you. Attack them in zero gravity. So
Does
that's no
Matthias,
good.
Does Matthias have advantage on that because he's got horns?
No. All right, so
I was being serious. That's not funny. He's got horns. You ever try to
Can't be
wrap
making
yourself
jokes
around
about
the point of them?
seriousness.
this is a dark mantle.
Oh, I forgot what they look like.
Yep.
I don't like that.
They're gross. Unfortunately, that is a failure after another bad roll, and Valerie does not make it out of this combat.
Valerie?
She's
Oh,
Sellet's
Valerie's
cleric
the other-
companion.
Oh, dang it.
So
she's like dead.
she is dead.
About time.
Somebody make a roll.
Oh, no.
I'll make a roll.
Do it. Yes.
It's better than it's 11 or above. Sellet does have a diamond and burns a revivify.
Oh, okay.
He's
cool.
a high enough level paladin to have it, so he did have one. He brings her back, but it was darn close, and he looks at everybody else and says, unless I find another diamond, I cannot do that again.
Yeah, fair enough.
And so they figure out how to navigate the anti-gravity areas.
Did the Dark Mantles seem to be affected by the anti-gravity?
They seem to swim through it.
So yes, but they weren't.
They've learned how to adapt to it.
Okay.
Yep, so now make a search for the cavern. And we'll see what you guys find this week in the cavern.
I'll do it. Hey.
Oh, that's
Hey!
real good. So you guys
Found a diamond.
find both of the things. You find a Krenish-made chest. It's very old here, and it is full of old Empire coins. Like, from
Are
when...
those worth more or less than current?
Yeah, would these be worth more to a collector?
Yes, they would be. These would be something you could definitely sell. These are from when the Kren first took the south.
Oh.
So these would be the same kind of coins we'd find in a museum up in what the heck is the name of that place? The sleeper curse started there.
Oh, it'd be similar to that. Into what is that place?
Starts
The
with a
dwarf
Y.
home?
Euros.
Euros.
Yep. Euros.
Thanos.
Yep. So you do find that. You also find they find a nearby a weird necklace. It is woven together on a silver chain. It kind of has an elf make feel to it, but not drow, because it's got feathers that that's what makes the links, are linked feathers that are looped together. Like the spine of one feather's here and the tip of the other feather touches the other spine, and it makes links. After spending some time with it, they realize that it's obviously magical. It is a necklace of swift action. It allows an extra 20 movement speed when attuned to it, and you can bonus action surge.
Whoa.
Okay, what all just happened?
It's
And did everyone live?
no. Well, Valerie almost died, but Celet used his only diamond to revivify her. You found it gives you its bonus action surge, so you get an extra
it
bonus
gives you...
action.
Oh, that's cool. That's
Yep.
cool.
So you get an extra 20 feet of movement just from wearing it, and you can action surge once a day to get a extra bonus action.
That's cool. I like that.
That is cool.
So if you're dual wielding, you could get a second attack with your offhand.
Yeah.
If you need to drink 2 potions, you could drink 2 potions. There's a bunch of stuff you could do with it. So they will send that back up to the main keep, along with the 1,000 antique Kren coins.
Yeah, you said it was 1,000 coins?
I think so. I don't think I said what it was before, but in my mind it's 1,000, so it is now.
So is it coins worth 1,000?
If you find a buyer, there'll be a negotiation roll, but
Okay.
you could get up to 5 times their value for them.
Nice. Nice. Okay, cool. Hey, where's Blinsky?
Blinsky,
Yes.
he runs a moving shop that moves between Vallaki and Delarin's Crossing. Sometimes you can find him at Amplice Ordain or at the Mage's Tower.
Excellent.
As he stops along the way, which is really funny that he's about to become very relevant for the Teen Girl Squad as well, who now have a keep in the Stolregards in a new town, the Alabaster Palace, and they wanted you to know that their name is cooler than yours.
Ooh.
Yes, I'm sure they think that.
Yeah, they're like they
See,
all
they have
just
a giant mouth over
Here's
no.
here's the
They
thing
don't.
about the Teen
Yeah.
Girl Squad versus Thanic versus the Gran. The Granipex are an
Thanic.
original term.
Right.
We didn't rip a name off of something else that was famous. So yeah, you're right. Teen Girl Squad is really cool name. Not their version of it though.
In their defense, they came up with it, and none of them knew who Teen Girl Squad was.
What?
Because
Really?
they were all teen girls, and they're like, we're the squad, we're the teen girl squad. And I was like typing on my computer, and I put up on my screen downstairs a copy of the video. I said, this is who you are. And at that point in time, there was Muscly Girl and Pretty Girl and and Kenku Ugly Bird Girl. And so it was really the teen girl squad. They all laughed, and somebody was left out, and the left out one is they just changed roles for What's Her Face.
What's her face?
Yep. Yeah, it was really, really funny. So yeah, that's your cavern. I'm glad you remembered that. There was cool things in there this week. So now, on to the town of Atravi. So you're walking down the road, taking care of your business with Orin, getting your guild check-ins, and finding out that your keep was almost melted by acid. Cool that it wasn't. I'm glad that the order was there. And it was one of those things, at one point in time, and I do got to save this moment, Orin describes the event. He said the sky ripped open and all you could see was blackness and stars beyond. And you could just hear Cornwall screaming, I told you they were coming!
Yeah.
Oh no.
Is this guy prophetic or what?
Well,
He's something phatic.
crazy people sometimes happen to be right.
Yeah.
The tinfoil hat people.
Sometimes right.
Yep. And so that happened. And so Cornwall wants to make an appointment with you upon your return.
Yeah, I was just gonna say this is just gonna reinforce his decision. It's just gonna.
I mean, but it's fine to have somebody who's focused on the defensive.
I mean, you're gonna say it's fine to have goals.
I mean, it is fine to have goals.
Yep. So, and Orin lets you know that Cornwall has informed him he is going to be taking measures. Nobody really knows what that means. No one knows what that means.
All our resources.
And then he walked off down the road.
Mav, you made a contract with him, right?
Yeah, he's contracted.
Panic?
Okay. Do you have a piece in there that anything created
If he
while
goes off the
under-
rails.
No, anything that any member creates belongs to the Granitebags, right?
Even or odd?
Like that's our
Even or odd?
odd.
Of course that's
It is
in there.
part of all contracts. Like,
Okay.
dog.
All right.
Intellectual property is not a thing for our clan. It is owned property of the clan for distribution and sales by the clan.
Okay,
That's right.
perfect.
That's right.
It's such a clan thing to say.
Yeah. So, anyways, Atravi.
Spoken like a true granite back.
It just said if he creates like something really cool on accident, I don't want him to leave with it.
Bye.
So you head into this town, and from a distance out, it's a fairly large town. Bigger buildings, 2-3 story, Germanish style looking buildings, and it looks nice from a distance. There's a decent amount of smokes leaving or heading up out of smokestacks and blowing away on the wind. But once you get into town, you realize that things are not as nice. The buildings are run down. The people are pretty beat up looking. You hear a lot of coughing around. You see carts of people that have passed. This town looks like it's got a plague.
Is there anything that I'd be able to do to help with the plague?
We both could.
Yep, you would be able to help some of the sick with Lester's restoration, or better spells.
When you first started talking about how bad the town was, and you said carts of, and I was thinking about our conversation before, and I was like, please say birds. Please say birds.
Carts of dead birds.
I am going to
Maybe it's a
ritual
package.
cast. I'm gonna ritual cast detect poison and disease.
Okay, yeah, it is definitely a disease. Most of the people here have it.
Okay. It says it stays up for 10 minutes, and anything within 30 feet of me.
Okay.
It'll presence and location of poisons poisonous creatures and diseases within 30. I also know what kind.
Panic is just like that dude, that chick. Like, take care of it.
These people have a disease that is being carried by rats and fleas, very similar to bubonic plague. It is generically a plague.
At first, I was thinking you said it was everybody, and I was thinking it was STDs in the retirement home.
Oh no, no, that's terrible. No, you see in the insect. Gosh, I can't even speak now. The insects that are carrying it, you can see them on several of the people in their clothes. This is.
Mav is gonna cast Spirit Guardians.
Yeah.
And just walk around the sick people. Not sick people are okay. They can be in my bubble.
You're right.
Fleas and rats can't.
Okay, so you begin to cleanse a certain area, purge a certain area, and you're doing a great job of it. You guys pass out some healing as much as you can. The 3 local town clerics and priests are extraordinarily thankful for some extra help. They've been calling for help to the south and to the west for some time, and there's been no answer. A couple of times they've heard back that other places have their own problems.
Where are we on the world map?
Matt would let them know that we're
You are
Grandback
north-
here to help.
Northwest, sorry.
No, I
Yeah, we'll start handing out business cards.
The granite backs are here to help. Here's your business
It'll be
card.
like, hey, here's some healing. By the way, I noticed you had some shingle damage up there. I can get you a quote real quick for that.
You don't have any rocks around your property, do you?
Man, your grass is getting out of control. We recommend the Graniteback style estate, all rock.
Yeah,
we got truckloads.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty much the complete opposite corner of Dallas from where we normally.
Yeah, we can't really ship stuff to here.
Yeah, no, you're pretty far from home.
Osgrul.
Pretty far.
Just have like once a month, just
Dude,
like
I just
a ton
realized-
of rock falls from the.
I just realized this is the thing. Well, this is one of the things that Fazbergul avoided that he found.
What is the plague?
No, this.
Oh, that
like,
thing
on
down
the
there.
map.
Yeah, he doesn't want to mess with things like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
He totally found it.
You did.
He found a crack in the size of a continent.
Yeah,
That's what he found.
that's great.
So that's where you are on the world map. You spend the rest of the day healing as many people as you can. You cleanse the inn as you walk into it.
Of course we do.
Like
That's out for like the night. Like anybody that's injured or plagued, come on down.
Yep. So you spend the night. You get your long rest in. The next morning there are dozens of people outside who want help.
I would pop up though.
How many people live here?
It's a town of about 3,000.
Jeez.
Can we just pull like everybody together and
Hug it out.
do a little loop?
You can attempt to do that. You do feel like the problem is though you can't cleanse this city.
Yeah. I
And-
was just
As soon
thinking
as-
that like I'd
as
have
soon
to
as
do
they leave
houses and
Yep.
Yeah.
you'd have to cleanse all the bedding and.
I mean,
what
and
are
that
the
only
clerics
lasts
and
for-
the others doing to kind of combat this.
Well, most of them are pretty low level. The highest level cleric in the town is 4th. So they're just city, preachers. They're not high level at all. And so they're healing as many people daily as they can. They're trying to heal the sickest, but it's a losing battle.
Does the Spirit Guardian seem to be more beneficial than what they're doing?
In preventing the disease, it is very beneficial. In curing the sick people, not as much, because once they have it, they have it. And once they have it, they can spread it.
Let's find the source.
Who is this under? What is Gabriel?
Oh, this is not his country.
That's what I was asking. Like, where is the? So is Balanovia is its own separate?
It's a republic.
Dominion?
Yep,
Okay.
it's the only real republic operating in that you know of.
Okay.
Tony, get a bowl! Your bag is driving me nuts, bro. It's so loud in my headphones.
That's funny. I have my headphones in, so I actually literally didn't even realize I was making noise. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I want you to eat your snack.
You said that, and I was like, what's he talking about?
So you do guys feel like you could do some good here if you stayed a few days, but it does seem like it's a losing battle, and to some degree, it's a disease. It doesn't seem like it's being caused unnaturally.
So, here's my thought: is can we kind of systematically go through houses and clear as many as we can, heal the people, and like slowly cleanse the city
That way?
like that?
We
from
could.
one side to the other.
You could spend, if you spend like 3-4 days here, you could get through the entire city and give it a good scrubbing. You probably would not eliminate it, but you would at least maybe be able to get it to the point where the city could begin to get up on its feet and manage it.
Mav would be all for that.
Yeah.
Do we feel like the people are part of the problem at all? Like, is there anyone working
Just because they're
counterproductive?
poor doesn't mean that they're the problem.
I'm going to disregard your statement and act appropriately.
Tony, make just a general, I'm going to call it a persuasion check, but it's just a general conversation check as you ask around and talk to people to get a sense of the people.
Okay.
It's like, do we feel like the people have done this to themselves?
These people were very hard hit by the nightmare plague, followed by the Evercold, and so the disease started because all of the dead bodies attracted the rats, and they're almost on top of getting the dead carted out of town all these weeks and months later, and so cleansing the town will send it a good long ways further.
Okay. I was trying to figure out is if there was any way for me to utilize mass suggestion to get rid of, like, or move away some of the people that were causing problems to at least, like, scatter.
You don't seem to
Some
encounter
of the
many
stupid-
people who are causing problems. They have what you encounter is absolute hopelessness.
I think I can fix that with mass suggestion too.
Probably.
I'm just gonna
Be
convince
happy.
these people that they're happy.
Yeah. No,
I
seriously.
feel like you don't know how depression works.
I'm glad that I'm dying.
Magic and depression it doesn't exist.
Would locate plant or animal if I focus what it's
You
specifically
look for every rat.
Yeah, I'm looking for like where the spell specifically says concentrating
Quick.
on your surroundings. You learn the direction and distance to the closest creature or plant of that kind within 5 miles.
So
How would I be able to focus that to find like the largest group up?
you
Quick,
could, and
Tony, Moonbeam. It's a
Yeah.
rat.
you could, and gosh, those poor were-rats in that wall. That was you could, and in conjunction traveling with Mav while that spell is up in concentration, you would be able to track where they're scurrying off to when they're fleeing his zone.
Yeah.
So you guys would be able to work in tandem, and in 3 days you'd be able to give the town a fighting chance.
Okay, good. Okay.
And I imagine we
Now-
can probably safely help the recovery efforts of like moving bodies out of areas too, right?
Yeah, I mean that other people need to be doing stuff too, and so while some guys are off doing magic, Othig can be slinging corpses. Sure, not a problem. You know.
Hey,
On a serious note, Mav would offer our
Because
services
none of this is serious.
To rebuild.
but like when they're ready.
Mm-hmm.
we're running into problematic behavior real quick. If we solve everybody's problems for free,
I mean,
so
you
as
get the
terrible
sense
as-
you get the sense immediately that this would not be for free. You have people
Okay, cool.
offering you stuff all day long.
All right, great.
Your lodging is being paid for, your food is being taken care of, and it's good. You're treated really, really well here. And
Man
so-
was not suggesting to supply the repairs for free. Just like
No,
when
I
they-
mean even like curing the poison.
Oh, yeah.
Like we need to like cure like maybe 5% and then be like, first one's free.
Here's your free trial. I'm sorry, your free trial is expired.
That's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. You guys, if you wanted to accept it, you would walk out of here with an extra 300 gold from these people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Panic.
Right on.
I'm just saying, man. If they learn to accept that things just happen to them for free, for no reason, they're not going to do any of it themselves the next time.
It's true. It's the feeding
There's
the
a
bears.
service. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't feed the bears.
We can turn them into dragons.
You can feed Eddie, though.
Mm.
So you guys help out, and then when that time done's headed into the tunnel.
Yeah.
Now the tunnel, they prepare you. It's lit. There are magical sconces down the tunnel, but it is a 3-day trip underground to Benschwitz.
To Ben Schwartz.
To Benschwitz. So you're about a day in, and you don't pass anybody coming out of the other side. You feel like normally this tunnel might get a lot of traction and action, but for right now, everybody's avoiding it. And you don't know if that's because of the plague or maybe something that's going on the other side. You have heard that this area of the continent was particularly badly hit by the recent events. So you don't know what's coming on the other side. About a day in, you find buildings. Oh, cool. I see that map. You find buildings carved into the side of the tunnel, very similar to what you'd expect, back in Kren, where they're just resting houses for traveling. So you find one when you guys are ready to retire for the first evening, and there's a dude inside of it. Just some gnarly old man sitting in there. And he looks withered and hungry, and he's got a nasty beard, and he's dirty. It looks like he's been in this tunnel a long time.
Does detect poison and disease come up with anything?
Are you casting it? Because you've been walking for a day.
Oh, I will absolutely cast it.
He is riddled with disease. As a matter of fact, he's got more diseases than possible?
He is disease.
And he just kind of rolls over and he eyes you up. He's like, "Why are you looking at me like that?"
I'm gonna tell the group that we need to back off from it.
That's right.
So let's.
This house
so
is
let's,
mine.
Yes, that's fine. Let's leave.
Read his thoughts.
You should say that out loud.
We have very telepathic bonds, so I don't know that I would need to.
Okay, I'm not sure.
I definitely want you to say it out loud. I want to see his
Jeff has
response.
no trouble saying
Guessing we're inside one of the houses, and
So you guys walk back outside of the building.
Yeah. This guy's got all the diseases.
Was he in the old folks home?
what is he like the cause of the diseases or something, or what?
I'm wondering, does anybody have like Tech Good and Evil or anything like that?
Not anymore. No, I got rid of it when I leveled up.
Or
We haven't met anything that was evil.
Innately has that. That's why he's dead.
Yeah. Did Mav? Did you see anything with your alpha?
Did I see any magic?
I always forget you have detect magic up all the time. You would not have. No. You would not have.
I did not.
Okay. I don't know. Like, I am, and I don't really have any way to divine any of that. But like, I don't. There's, based on what I saw, there's no way that he should be.
That's a pretty fair assessment.
Do you want to find out if he's a person?
Well, here's my thoughts, is that if we find out that he's not a person, I think the only way that we can find that out for sure with our current skills is to put us in an extremely disadvantageous position with something that's not human.
I mean,
Okay,
if I get within
here's
30
what I
feet
would
of
like
him-
to do. I would like to cast Spirit Guardians where fiends and things are not unlawful creatures.
Unlawful?
not welcome.
We're unlawful. I'm
Yeah.
unlawful.
That's
not unlawful. That was a bad word. Fiends.
Thanik
yes.
is the only one who can be involved in this for some reason.
okay. You drop your spirit guardians and you designate fiends.
And
Fiends,
undead.
Fae, aberrations.
We want to target Fae?
I mean, have you met some of them?
Yeah,
To be
Owen
fair,
was
yeah.
great.
Thanak, you told them any of their people were always welcome at your keep. That is recorded at Phil's funeral.
Not the
Not all
entire
Fae.
Fae
Not
race.
not the icky kind.
Okay, so we're gonna add the icky kind of Fae to the list.
No, you can't do that. It's Fae or not Fae. I'll give you a category, but you can't start picking and choosing.
Can you actually make a distinction between the Seelie Fae and the Unseelie Fae?
Probably, actually.
And I would do anybody that's evil.
Okay.
Can you do by alignment?
I'd allow you to do it by alignment.
I am going to wander off from you. No, I'm just kidding.
So, your spirit guardians comes out. You walk in, and he sees the line approaching him, and he's like, "Be careful with that. You won't like what you find."
I told you.
Read his mind.
Are you gonna hit him with it?
Oh, that's a good idea. Can I, while he's doing
he told
that,
you to
can
do
I
that
just, like-
before,
He
and you
totally
did. Tony told you to do that like 5 minutes ago.
I totally didn't hear you. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no.
Totally didn't hear you.
Can I have a long rest?
Yeah, you've had a. Yeah, I can give you a long rest. You're gonna need it.
Thank you.
Oh, hey,
Thank goodness. Because I was like, I am going to be no help here.
Mike, just
Yeah.
so you are aware, you have the wrong Thanik in the combat tracker.
Yep.
Combat tractor.
No, you don't tell him that. He can keep damaging that one.
You
I'm
killed
not dead
the
yet.
old me.
I'm not dead yet.
No, but I didn't know if what he did affected only people in the combat tracker. Not sure.
Oh, so.
Okay.
Andy, Thanak, go ahead and make an Arcana check. As
I just want like surface. I don't want like.
you don't want
not
to
like
go
this
deep.
No, we're not talking like a deep probe where I need to the probe out.
Okay.
You sure? We're in the red tunnel.
Yeah.
Oh, stop doing that.
Oh,
Gosh.
jeez.
His thoughts, the best you can describe on the surface, is akin to a bowl of squirming worms.
Worms.
There,
Do
I
I-
mean, there are thoughts in there, but they're really screwed up and they're really
Do
scattered.
I think it's similar to the slot that we ran into?
Yeah. Yeah.
It is not chaotic in that fashion. It is definitely not doorknob parish.
Doorknob.
So while you're doing that, Mav, are you going to touch him with the
The
zone?
Mav is definitely going to touch him with the zone.
Okay, it gets closer, and he just kind of, like old man, kind of hobbles back against the wall, and you keep coming, and he's like, "Last chance. Leave an old man alone. His name's Aberrant Black."
we know?
Do we know who that?
Tony knows who that is.
Yeah,
Well, Andy does too, but do we know who that is?
yeah.
Probably not.
We're in over our heads. Let's go.
Are those history checks? Or are those
No,
initiative?
I was doing
Insight.
insight into would Mav feel the need to intervene?
Okay. Well, I'll give you a couple of things. That's a pretty good insight roll. He's not afraid of you.
But well, that's given.
Yeah, could I do a history check?
You can at disadvantage, and the DC is high because this is not a well talked about creature.
Sure.
Players know this, but the world does not. Oh, that's pretty sticking good.
You can have disadvantage and get a 24.
It was in that book that Phil had.
Yeah.
Mav, if I would say as a member of the Order, just knowing that this creature is what you are beginning to suspect it is, you would feel like you should not just let it go. That would be very counter to your mission. So
Corpse slinger?
You just saw that.
Yeah, sorry.
Great interruption.
It's actually the next attachment to the Axe Buster.
Yes.
There's actually this game that I'm playing.
Oh no, don't we?
Where
don't.
there's a graveyard guy. There's a guy in the graveyard, and he literally digs up skeletons and digs them out like really quickly. It's hilarious.
Okay, so I feel like he needs to be dealt with.
Yep, you would.
Or
I think just in a general sense that you're like, well, this is a bad thing. We need to kill it because that's what we do.
okay.
I wouldn't say you'd be unwise about it because you've picked up on the fact that he's not afraid of you, but it's a thing.
Do I feel like I'd be able to get a better advantage by waiting, or is now just as good time as any?
That's probably not. If you're gonna do it, you better do it now.
Did the history check lead?
Oh.
Anything?
Yeah, actually, it did. I figured at disadvantage it would be hard to get over 20.
Disadvantage, and it's a high DC, but
Yep.
here is all the information.
Not all the information. That would have been
Okay.
a higher roll still, but over 20, you go back and you remember not long ago there was a crisis with a lot of elder children in the world, and it was handled very heavily by people you've come in contact with recently, which is why it's kind of in your mind. King Titanbrook and Lady Kane and Count Marlemere handled these situations pretty deftly, but the elder children to some degree in different fashions persist, and this name is tied to it. The most recent event was in Setnovia, or two. There was one in Setnovia where a serial killer took the name of Aberrant Black, and it was handled by the Teen Girl Squad. It was the first time anybody had ever heard of them. They'd done something fairly famous. But they stopped it at a very low power point. The next moment it was heard of was in an auction held in Chamsburg, where somebody put on the boots of Aberrant Black and immediately became a tentacled, wormy, flailing monstrosity that ate a third of the auction and fled into the astral sea.
That's right.
What was that from?
That was in the Crimson Brands campaign.
Oh, okay.
It was bad.
It wasn't our fault.
Yeah.
It was not our fault. It also didn't help.
Some lady put on some very sexy looking thigh-high black boots that immediately ate her.
It was a mimic.
Thanak, I don't want to assume in this one, but with Rary's telepathic bond, are you reminding us all of this? Are we all cognitive of this?
Yeah, I would give as much information as I can in a quick period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I don't necessarily know how telepathic bond works as far as like.
You have to purposely think it.
Right, but I mean, like, how much information can I get through in a 6-second period of time?
Enough.
Like you're talking.
Okay.
And he's...
Mav just asks one simple question. Am I taking a step forward?
Where is Othig and Jeff?
Jeffrey is about 15 feet back, playing with his cloak at the moment because he
And-
wants. contact.
Using telepathic bond, Othig wants to know if he should be using the glaive of banishment or not. Like, do we need to keep this thing around, or do we need to just banish it as soon as possible?
Banishing him might
Banishing him's not going to get rid of him. It's going to get rid of him now, but it's not going to do with him.
Banishing him might be bad.
Okay, so
let's do this. No banishment unless things go south.
Okay.
Then all the banishment.
Okay.
Yeah.
All the banishment later. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. So that sounds like a battle plan you guys have worked out quickly in telepathic bond, and Mav takes his step forward, and as he does, this old man in like lightning reflexes skitters up the wall, and he's hanging right outside of your bubble on the wall, and his arms begin to pulse and writhe, and he transforms into a giant worm. It bursts out of his skin, and instead of arms and other appendages are more worms that look just like the big one. And we are now in initiative with Aberrant Black. I'm so glad that you came this way.
Yeah.
It's going to be that cane worm icon, isn't it?
Aberrant cane.
It is
that
not
thing was the worst.
the cane worm.
Gosh, that thing. The thing of nightmares, seriously.
It
Guys,
should be.
Mike sent that to me before you guys fought it, and I just told him he was a... He's like, dude, you need to see this thing. The guys are going to fight. I'm like, freaking you.
Of all the monsters we've ever fought, that's the one that sticks out in my mind the most.
Yeah, it should. Mav, Thanak, roll initiative.
Oh, sorry.
Like, not even the Mouther comes to mind first. Wow, guys.
All right, so here comes the map. We'll load up in just a sec.
Dang it. Frickin'. That's the reason it took him so long. He went and changed the icon.
No, that's not the icon. I just threw that token on there because it was...
You're a terrible person.
Because it was really funny. So, we're just going to use a generic tunnel map for this as it comes bubbling out of the room. And he's that big. He doesn't need to be any bigger. And you guys are all hanging out. Mav is 15 feet away from him. Othig is going to probably be stepping up in front of Mav. I'm guessing Thanok's doing the same. Yeah. And Jeffrey is 15 feet back.
Yep. So, Jeffrey is going to reach inside and put his head into kind of his cloak. And I'm going to cast Sending.
Oh. Okay.
And I'm going to reach out to one Gabriel Titanbrook, and I'm simply going to say Aberrant Black in the red tunnel between Balanovia and Shamsburg. If we don't make it, good luck. And then I will end the message. And I will take a step back further, and I'm going to cast Undeniable Logic on Aberrant.
Right on. I love how Aberrant Black, with a -4 to his dexterity, still goes before Thanok.
Yep.
-4.
Yep. Othig, you're up.
Well, I just need to deal my damage.
Oh, yeah.
And he has disadvantage on his next
saving throw.
So.
Oh boy, that is not good.
No.
We'll just have to wait until Thanak steps up. So I'm just gonna go right here. Or actually right, like, here.
Okay.
Make some attacks. Did we have our keep boon still?
You
No,
would
because
not.
we
You have
have-
not been back to your keep.
Okay.
So if you haven't used it yet,
No, I definitely used it.
we have 2 uses of it though.
Oh shoot, I can't remember if I used
So
it once or twice.
I think
I only used
you
it
only
once.
used it once.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't wait till we move to Unity. They haven't talked about when they're going to launch, and I can change the color of the grid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Man,
That's
then
one of the
I'm
things that I've wanted for so long.
gonna use Action Surge. I'm gonna use my regular glaive. 6 attacks coming up.
Pump them out, man. Roll them dice.
Roll them. Roll big, sucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at
That'll
that.
mean my auto crit.
This fight would be on its way to being over, maybe half. If you were using your
Yeah.
glaive.
He's like, gone.
4,
Problem solved.
5.
Oh,
Wow.
were you going to kill that?
That's
Nice.
an 11 hits.
Yeah, an 11 hit.
We
Okay,
still
so-
haven't heard from the sisters.
5 attacks.
Oh, it's true.
The sisters.
Hello?
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
the
forget.
hag sisters.
He's resisting. Is that accurate?
That's accurate.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is it-
when you go to hit him, your
is
glaive
magic.
mushes into him. Yep. And the
Okay.
worms just part. And
Okay.
yeah,
Sorry.
All right.
you do not hit
That's
him
cool.
for as much as you are hoping to hit him for.
You
And
didn't hit him
then
for anything.
0.
oh, seriously?
Yep.
Well, I probably
Yeah.
did I even hit him with my first one?
That should
No,
not. That should
Nothing did any damage.
no. That should be doing half damage. When you said resist, I was waiting for half damage. Your formula
No, it says
must
it's
not
doing
be
0.
sent
Oh
right.
yeah, it does say 0. I went to
Because he's
yeah.
He should take half of that.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, because
12,
otherwise I feel like I would have
19.
switched to like a blunt weapon. I would have taken the first swing and not. Or I don't know. Do you realize like you don't damage something when you?
you would yeah
34 damage is what he should be taking.
yeah. He should be taking half of.
No, one of those was a crit that he didn't crit on.
The first one is the crit,
Yeah, the very
which is
first
up
one.
at the top.
Okay.
It's at the top of the list.
So I don't know.
Oh, there was. Oh, it was. I didn't see it. Okay, sorry. You're
Yeah.
good.
And then I'll.
fix your weapon there, Rye, to make it say magic.
It does.
Say
It
magic.
is. He's still resisting.
That might be on my end actually. I don't have the tagline about except for non-magical weapons. So hold on.
Oh, okay.
Oh, gotcha. I know what you're talking
No,
about.
I know what I did. I accidentally put my
Oh, nice.
resistances into immunities.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
That was going to be my next question because I did that with a monster recently as
Yep,
well and
so-
completely screwed it up.
It's fun to make them concerned.
I fixed it in. Actually, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to delete this one because it has not set in. Oops! I just deleted Thanak.
Bye.
Hold on. I'll put you back.
We won the fight, guys.
Yeah,
And then
at the cost of Panic, but that's fine.
Well, there are worse things to lose.
like Mav.
It's kind of what Matt fails.
And so he had a 5 and Thanak had a 4. Or was it a 3 and a 4? It doesn't matter. I just know that Aberrant Black had a better initiative and he had 34 damage. No, it still says immune. Why does it still say immune? I hate you. It should not say immune.
Unless he's immune to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magic.
No, hold on. Because I just don't want to deal with this the whole time. Okay. I do think I got it fixed now. Yes, it properly says it now in the combat tracker. So, and I will add the 34 damage to Aberrant Black. Okay, all done. Everything's better. Mav.
He's not on the screen.
Oh.
There's nobody here.
Yeah, we gotta fix that too. We gotta fix that.
Oh, for crying out loud. Ignore that. I just wanted to see if it was correct. I rolled
Get us
20 for
excited,
nothing.
you jerk.
Oh, well.
Is he there? Oh, he is there now.
Yes,
okay.
he should be
So He should be. This is at disadvantage if he does succeed, which he doesn't. So he takes that. And then Mav is going to...
Oh, is your Guardians?
Yeah,
Is
that's
called?
what he's Spirit Guardians. That's
Oh,
what
is that
he's
what that
hitting
is?
with. Yep.
Sorry. Not paying any attention to anything. I didn't see the big giant circle on the map, so I thought it was off.
It's not on there right now.
Do I feel like he probably can't be blinded?
You would get a sense. You've used that spell enough now to know that creatures with more than one head are usually immune to it.
And this guy's got a bunches.
He's got a bunches.
Does a decent guiding bolt, average. Alright. So Mav, you pump a guiding bolt into him, it blasts him, he begins to glow, and then it is his turn. Othig, you hear the whispering of a million nightmares, and I need you to make an intelligence saving throw as all of these worms turn to you and begin to call your name.
My God.
Is this a spell or is this just a?
This is just
I'm gonna use
appears to be
Indomitable.
it appears to be an effect.
Much better.
And I will also use my war gun.
Okay.
Wow.
Can you use your Indomitable Wargong?
It is
I think I just did.
it is not going to be enough,
Crap.
and you are hit for 44 psychic damage, and you are slowed.
Oh, awful.
And then a large, thick worm shoots itself out at Mav and attempts to strike him. Mav, does a 15 hit you?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah.
You dodge to the side as this thing, you watch these giant pinchers come out and grab right where you were standing and pull back, like, into the middle of the creature.
All Mav thinks at that second is, Fennec, are you sure you don't want to push me into that?
I mean, pretty sure.
Thanak, it is now your turn.
All right.
Oops. That's not right. I meant that.
What's the lighting situation going on here?
It's normal.
Just disco ball in the corner.
This cave is lit.
The system is down.
Huh. Well, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Thanik pulls the head of his hammer up to his mouth and gives it a little kiss, and then tosses it to the side, and you see it just shunt away and disappear, and he charges bare-fisted over to Aberrant Black, and he casts Shadow Blade.
Yeah.
He cast what?
Shadow Blade. And
What the crap are you?
a sword of pure gloom, a solidified gloom is in my hand.
Wow, you're such an edgelord.
I know. I wanted to like retool that somehow, but I think it's just work. Anyways, so
Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
yeah,
That was so quick. Andy.
it was. I am. It says I'm gonna attack with the Illithid Spear, but it's actually this sword.
Okay, cool.
I haven't messed with that yet.
I mean, it could be pure magic. Like,
Oh, is it at advantage?
The first attack is.
yep.
Yep.
Oh,
You're
first
welcome.
attack is. All right, cool. And then he does
Oh,
just psychic damage,
Oh, man.
and then sorry, he's got more. Then he attacks again. Oh no! Oh no!
Go ahead and re-roll that.
Oh cool. Well, I rolled a 14 to hit,
Oh, you'll hit him then.
plus 8. So thank you very much. I appreciate that.
I'm pretty sure you hit him because 11 hits him.
Yeah.
That's better.
For just ridiculous.
Yeah, that one's a lot better than that one before.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm losing Discord any second
Oh.
now. It's been 2 hours.
Bye.
Yeah.
No.
Your window's all shrank to be real skinny, so it's still up for
Oh, that's
now.
a good one.
Oh no!
So
Yeah,
Alright.
and then that's my attack.
All right. Jeffrey.
Jeffrey is going. He's already made a saving throw since my last turn, correct? Somebody made him make one?
Yeah, I
Mav did, yes.
Okay, so I'm going to start my turn with another undeniable logic on him then.
Sounds good.
Kabow! He'll take one point of psychic damage, and then I will have him make a wisdom saving throw at disadvantage. Oh, that didn't work because I'm not targeting. Dang it. Because he disappeared. Because you put a new guy on the map,
Yep.
that's why. So, let's see. Can you add that one damage to him? Because I obviously failed at that.
Okay.
Oh, he's going to fail. He's going to fail. I'm going to do it again just to see if he double fails. He
Oh.
double fails.
Oh, no, but he
I am-
fails.
I am
Yeah,
using
that's-
eye bite on him, and he has become panicked. He is frightened of me. On each of his turns, he must use the dash action to move as far away from me as
Okay.
safest possible. And if there's nowhere for him to run directly away from me, he cowers in fear. This
Sound-
effect lasts until he can no longer see me.
Okay.
And
Anything
I
else?
will- nope, that's gonna be my turn. I don't know how to make myself concentrating on something. I know Mav keeps doing it.
It's a
but-
C. I didn't put it up here yet. Here, I'll show you what I have for.
Well, I think I can add the effect to Aberrant Black, but then it doesn't. Oh, it's concentrating on him, so that might do it. Okay.
Well, you want the C on you to say that you're concentrating.
Okay.
Figure it out later. Oh. Be right back.
You create an effect that you put on
Oh.
yourself with the C in parentheses.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you.
Hey Mike.
Yeah, what's up?
I didn't fully read this spell.
Yeah.
It does an extra 12 damage because
Okay.
I didn't add my modifier.
Okay. I can add it to him.
Because it's not. It's the spell creates a weapon that I'm just using to swing.
Right on.
Yeah.
All right. So that was good timing for my crash because you were explaining something technical. And
Yes.
it's done. So now it's Othig's turn.
So it's just half movement speed, and what else does slow affect?
-2
One
AC,
attack.
you only get one attack.
One attack. Ugh. Okay. Here it goes!
You will hit him.
It's a good one.
Oh, that's a
It is-
solid hit too. That's a very good hit.
And then I'll use my swing as a bonus?
You can't.
No, not with
I don't believe you get bonus actions with
you
the.
don't get a bonus at all. Okay.
Nope. You get only an attack action.
I can still use pincer though?
You can do that. Yep.
Okay. Oh, I should have rolled at advantage, but
You
you just
can
want me to
still-
roll another
Yes.
D20?
Just roll another D20. Just make sure you don't get a 20
Yeah.
or a 19
Okay.
because you crit on 19. So,
There you go.
all right, Mav, your turn. Bonk.
Mav is going to make it do a wisdom save.
Get it.
He is not going to target himself. And then he is going to.
That's a really good Spirit Guardians.
Yeah, it is.
That was a really good Spirit Guardians. We'll do another Guiding Bolt. And that's going to be a 5th level, or 3rd level.
Pretty good.
Not a 5th level. And he's going to 1, 2, 3. Vacate for
Okay.
now.
All right. So Jeffrey, Oops, I just skipped down. You hear in your mind, "Let me show you what fear is," and it comes up out of the shadows and comes up underneath you. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw at disadvantage.
I assume we don't get any.
You do not, because he melted into shadows.
And I get the feeling he's not affected by the fear then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're pretty certain that he's not. And he wants to show you what it means to be afraid.
Using 6th level spells on things that are completely unaffected by them.
I'm sorry, man. I felt kind of bad, but I was like, no, this will be fun for me.
Yeah. Well, it's what do I need to do?
Dex save at disadvantage, please.
Disadvantage? That's bogus. Pow. 12.
That is not going to be enough. You are enveloped in squirming worms.
You have a war gun.
I was going to say, I don't know if the Wargong's going to help me, though.
D4.
You can try.
It won't hurt you.
Yeah, why not? Black.
Nope.
Nope.
The war gun is not strong tonight.
No, it's not.
It is not. Jeffrey, you take 38 points of psychic damage and you are terrified of what's happening to you.
I have advantage on fear effects.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I don't know if that helps me at all in this moment, but
it
Well,
will.
would you use your war gun then?
Well, the dexterity save was to get out of the grasp of the worms.
yeah.
It just says, I just wrote it that a creature attacked inside of the worm mass is terrified of the worm mass. So I suppose there should be a saving throw involved. So go ahead and make one. Yeah, at advantage.
All right.
Be a wisdom save.
I'm not great at those, but hey, a 20.
Yep. You are not afraid, but you know you're in a lot of trouble.
I do.
And then Mav, it is going to send out another pseudopod at you because you're the only one within striking distance of it right now.
How much
There are
damage did I take,
words.
Mike?
What?
much damage?
38.
38. Good
Yep.
grief. Question on concentration. If I have temporary hit points, does that affect the DC?
Yes. I mean, no, because you're still hit that hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to roll 14 or higher.
Is that what it is?
Well, no. You said 38, so it's a 19.
Yeah, what are you concentrating on?
Eye Bite. It's a concentration spell that I get to keep using other effects on.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you got to use more effects. I was like, because it's kind of useless at this point. But if you have other effects,
Here's the problem. I can make him fall asleep and I can sicken him. I'm guessing with this guy, those are both absolutely worthless abilities. Because I'm guessing because he is diseased, sickening him isn't going to be helpful.
that depends. You know, you're not giving him a disease. It's probably poison damage because there isn't disease damage.
Well, there's no damage. It just gives them disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Oh, then that because that is a disease. Then that probably is bad.
Yeah.
So, well,
It's a
you
wisdom
work on
saving
that.
throw.
Mav, you are struck. I'm guessing that's pretty high. 23.
Yeah.
That's gonna get you. I need you to make a dex save.
Hey, I will actually make my save, so I keep my eye bite.
Oh, that's bad. Okay, so you are grappled and
I can't see him, I assume.
nope, you cannot. You are grappled and also pulled inside the worm mass. You will take combined damage of 30 points. Thanak.
I asked this earlier, and I'm not sure. Is it bright out? Is it dim? Is it?
It's considered bright light. It's not dim light.
Okay, because he went into the shadows. I'm
Yes.
confused by that.
He used Othig's shadow.
Oh, so not just like
Yes.
ambient shadow. He went into a specific shadow.
And
Get
any sort of dark space he kind of just bled into.
Okay. Okay. So I will move there, and I will attack him. I don't have. Did you take that off me?
I didn't take anything off you.
No. Sorry.
I did because when
Okay.
that hits
Yeah.
her.
That's what I was gonna ask you to take it off. Okay. cool.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, come on.
You would have advantage on that attack.
Why?
Because you are the first one to attack after my
Yep.
Oh,
any bolt.
sweet.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
But
Use your war gun.
It's not a nat 1. If you use your war gun, you'll hit him because an 11 hits him.
I will
You
use
roll
my
that
war gun.
Yep, you
There,
will
I'll
hit
use
him.
war gun.
It's done.
Heyo!
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 Jeez.
Dude.
Yeah. Okay, and then. Wow. A nice hit. Oh, come on!
I love it. This
All right.
is terrible. This is
All right.
so terrible.
That's my recovery roll.
Okay, cool.
I have had 3 natural ones attacking him. Ugh, in 2 rounds, 3 natural ones.
Well, you had all those 19s earlier, boys, so just
I
deal
know,
with
I
it.
know. Did the recovery do anything?
Nope.
Or I mean, not the recovery, but the. So I'm all set.
Yep, you're all set.
Okay.
Jeffrey, you're in
All
a
right.
pile of writhing darkness and worms.
Yeah, I'm gonna dimension door away from that mess. Just I can't grab me. Can you just move me up into the left one so I can grab me? And then I'm going to change the ability on the eye bite, and it just says sickened, and all it says is the target has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the end of, or at the end of its turns, it can make a new wisdom saving throw to try and get free of the eye bite.
Okay. So it would have gotten that last turn, too, right?
Nope, because the frightened doesn't go away unless it loses sight of me. Sickened, it changes the
Got
Yeah.
it.
because it's one of the ones that they can actually out of, which isn't a condition. It just says sickened, which causes the target to have disadvantage on attack. So,
Right on. All right, cool. So,
and then I will use my bonus action to give it to do another undeniable logic on it, and that way it'll have disadvantage on the next save that it makes. So, damage to average black and disadvantage. Ooh, yes,
that's a good roll.
And then that will end my turn.
Awesome. Othig. Slothig. You did get a saving throw at the end of your turn. Did you make a saving throw last time at the end of your turn?
No, I didn't.
Please do so.
I didn't. Okay.
This is my favorite iteration of Othig.
Intelligence?
Slow thing.
Yeah, it is intelligence, as he's borking around in your mind.
Jeffrey loves.
Not enough. Yep. He is just flooding your mind with all of the horrible things that went through your mind as you were dying when the sleeper killed you and all sorts of other stuff. It's just terrible.
That's as far as I can move.
You could.
Well, I could dash. Yeah, I could dash and I could still hit him once, and that would be my one attack anyway. Yeah, I'll charge him.
You can't.
No.
Attack is an action, or dash is an action. Attacking is an action, and when you attack, you get 4 attacks. What am I hanging on to?
Well, I can use charger because when you take the action to dash, you get to use.
That would qualify because you have a feat that does it.
Okay. Yep.
I forgot you had charger. Game on.
Yeah. I almost never use it anymore because
Yeah.
it's situational now.
Yep. But here it pays out.
Here it does pay out. So it's going to be +5 to attack. And maybe I get to move. That'd be awesome.
That's nice.
Okay.
Nice time for a crit.
Make it count.
Oh, sorry. It's +5 to damage, not attack.
That
It's
doesn't
still a
matter.
crit. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. So. Would it be good to push him away from Matt? No, probably not. No, I'll just take the extra damage.
Okay.
+5.
All right. I'll add 5 in. Aberrant Black is still. Oh, nope. Too many numbers. Sorry. He does not have 1,000 some odd damage. Aberrant
Dead.
Aberrant Black is still hale.
Did you guys notice it with 1,000 some odd damage?
Yep. I definitely saw that.
Mav, you're up.
Where's King Gabriel?
Switch that, or Othig. Switch to the other glaive.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Let's see. Let's do this backwards. Nope, that's not right. Let's do this. Okay, there we go. So he did take the 18.
Okay.
And then I'm being grappled.
You are restrained.
I am restrained.
Oh, I could have taken Mav with me. He was in there with me.
Yes, I was. Thank you.
Frick.
Am I still touching him?
Aberrant Black?
Yes.
Yeah, he's all over you.
Would I be able to cast
how
Inflict
sweet.
Wounds?
Yes, and I would say you could make an attack roll at a normal attack roll because he's everywhere. So
I missed the fact that he was on the side.
I should have not done.
You should have let me take him.
Yep.
Whoa.
That's a big inflict wounds. Wow, that's a lot of
D10.
that is a lot of damage. So you wail on him, and necrotic energy just arcs through him and does all kinds of damage to him, and you just hear it start laughing.
Yeah.
That was instantly less exciting. Alright, so Mav, you are going to automatically take the damage as the worms begin to eat at you and burrow into your skin.
Oh.
You are going to take 39 points of damage.
Okay.
Bye, Mav.
Yep. Did you add your damage from last time?
I did. I had 10 hit points.
Oh.
So 39 divided by 2, 19. So I have advantage on that. Yeah.
Hey.
Nice. And then it is going to attempt to pseudopod Othig, who just stabbed it really hard.
It has disadvantage.
Oh.
Oh, sorry. I assume it has disadvantage. I don't actually know.
Why would it? Oh, because it's diseased?
It's sickened.
It's sickened? It doesn't seem to affect it, T. Sorry, buddy.
Man, I'm 6-level spells. You only get one a day.
Yep. However, Othig does manage to knock aside the pseudopods.
Nice.
And then, because it's not doing anything else, it is going to attempt to pseudopod Thanak as well. And a 16 does not hit Thanak. So, Thanak, it is your turn.
Did Othig make a saving
Oh,
throw
yeah.
last
He gets, no, I don't think so.
No, I didn't again. Heyo.
You are no longer slowed as you push the nightmares out of your mind.
Nice.
Can I see Mav?
Sometimes.
Would I mean? Do I get the like? Would I be able to help pull him out?
You could certainly try.
I will. Here's I guess what I'm asking. Would it be? Would I be able to like? Do I get the impression of whether or not I would be able to physically reach in and pull him out, or would it make more sense for me to try to like hack around him to?
You can see him sometimes. It's. I mean, it's almost like he's in a washing machine of worms.
Oh gosh. I will try to get him out.
Okay.
Is it like a athletics check or something?
That would be. Yeah, it's an athletics check.
Oh, yeah.
What'd you get?
Not bad.
I'm trying to look something else up and I can't because I can't find something and I thought I'd be able to find it. And
I rolled a 16.
I think what's about to happen is really neat. 16. I'm gonna oppose that. I have a nat 20. So you almost have him, and some worms just come around and just grab him and drag him back in.
Is that my action, or is that
an action?
so
However,
that's my full action?
No, I would say I've allowed people to do this. Making an athletics attempt like that, if you have multiple attacks, you can do it equal to the number of your attacks. So
okay.
You can attempt to yank him back out.
Yeah, definitely.
So go ahead and make another one.
Oh, that's a good one.
That is a good one, and
24.
I will make mine 23.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep. So you grab Mav on your second attempt and drag him. Oops, not Aberrant Black. Grab Mav and drag him out of the monstrosity.
okay.
Bonus action?
I still have one more attack if you'll allow me to attack, or is that just the end of my turn?
I'm going to say that's the end of your turn because
Okay,
you didn't take the attack action.
Sure. No, that's fine. I'm
Yep.
fine with that. I will, with my bonus action, I will take I will grab one of Phil's enchanted. I will just hand him my two. It's one enchanted vial, but it's got two
Uses.
uses. So I'm just gonna give that to Mav.
Okay. All right, so you pass that over to Mav.
2 doses.
Two doses.
And so, okay. Pass that over, and it is the top of the round. At the top of the round, there is a bright flash of light, and there are 3 figures flying in the air nearby, and all of them begin to pump radiant magical beams into this creature, and it starts to shriek and melt away into the shadows, and it screams, and as it disappears, 2 of them dive into the portal it's using to disappear after it, and the third one lands alongside of you, and she grumbles really. Her voice is extraordinarily gruff and hard to understand, and she asks if you're okay. Are you okay?
Who is she asking? All of us, or just one person in particular?
You as a group.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. You're talking to this woman. You look at her. She has a massive scar around her neck, and it goes up to her ear on the side, and she's got a bunch of facial damage on the side. Other than that, she's a fairly attractive woman.
Do the scars make her more attractive?
No, but you feel like whatever gave her the scar is what's causing her problem with speaking.
Okay.
Do we feel like her scars make it so that we would not want to mess with her?
Well, she have survived a throat slitting, it looks like.
Yeah.
Is she going to ask us if we want to know how she got these scars?
No, she's not.
She's
Do you want to ask her?
I don't want to ask her.
And
Because
if you have no further questions for her, she does say King Titanbrook sends his regards. And follows the other 2 mages.
Bye.
wow.
That just happened.
Can we just tell her, like, 1,000 damage only puts it into heavy?
Ridiculous.
So you guys are technically out of initiative.
Guys, I pooped.
Technically?
Wow.
Technically.
That was awful.
Mav just looks at the group. So, rest here? Question mark?
Not here.
Jeffrey just says F no and starts walking down the tunnel.
Wow.
Guys, that thing was immune to everything, and we weren't gonna kill it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was doing pretty good.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought I was doing pretty good.
I normally sing you guys' praises, but right now I'm just. Here's the deal. That was way over our heads, and I'm shorter than you all.
I mean,
Here,
listen.
here, the Granivac's stupid dwarves who don't know anything over their heads.
Besides Othic being slowed, I mean, like Mav and I were doing like 60 to 70 points
Seriously,
of damage
how
around.
do you hit that thing for 68 damage? Good grief.
Level 5 inflict wounds at crit.
Yeah.
And
the
has.
most
nice lucky
powerful
crit.
spell that I know on it, and it laughed.
Yeah.
I would too.
Well, that's because you're a bard.
Should we? We're in a house, right?
You're
His house?
in a common building that people stop and rest in from time to time.
I would like to kind of investigate the area.
It's just a one-room shelter off to the side of the road. You have seen along the way there are shops and things like that are all boarded up and closed. It looks like at one point in time this was a fairly thriving thoroughfare, but not anymore.
Yeah, I would like to just investigate the area to see specifically if he left anything or if just any signs, just kind of anything.
Yeah, clues or evidence.
Yeah.
Area seems pretty clean overall.
Okay. Can I tell with that how long he had been here?
No. There's no signs of camp or a fire or anything. It kind of just looks like he was hanging out here. You don't know why?
Okay.
Maybe.
Well,
Maybe.
now that he's gone, I would also like to look outside to see if it's had any kind of at least immediate effect on the surrounding area.
No.
Okay.
It's still a mildly lit, a well-lit, super long tunnel with some buildings carved out in it at certain places. The one you're outside of at the moment is just a common resting house.
Would I be able to do a check of some sort to see if he was causing the plague or if he was just drawn to it?
You're a day away from that town.
Oh, I suppose, yeah, you're right.
He definitely has had the power level where he's capable of having caused that, but he perhaps caused it, moved on, perhaps,
yeah,
who knows?
Yeah,
Sent some people that way. Some people passing by.
There are now some extraordinarily powerful people chasing it through wherever they went.
Do we have a, we were there for a couple of days. Would we have a point of contact with that town? With,
sure.
Whatever the name of it is. Maybe we want to send a message in a couple of days just to see how the town's doing.
We can certainly try.
Yeah. So you guys, at some point in time, take a long rest in the near future here. Continue on the tunnel. You're on day 3 when you finally do see another person coming through the tunnel. It's a caravan of traders that are very heavily armed and guarded. They don't seem real interested in talking to you.
Well,
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't need to be.
They pass on their way. You guys come out the other side near the end of day 3. It's midday. You get your time screwed up in a tunnel like that. You come out, it's midday. There's a large city down to the south, or to the south east of you, and there is a road that heads more south around, kind of like a bypass around the south of the city, and then heads off towards what you believe is the direction you guys need to go to get to Bastion's Rise.
All right.
So if you got the Chamsburg map open still, and you don't, none of you are on it. I don't know. I'm looking at the wrong screen. Some of you are on it. Yeah, you can bypass Benchwitz. You don't have to go there if you don't want to, and head straight for Bastion's Rise. You could probably make it by nightfall.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna work that out, and I have to run to the bathroom. I was gonna try and wait, but it's not worth it. I got an hour yet. So.
Okay.
Pete, I'm gonna wait an hour.
Yeah, I should not ever do that.
I really think I need to get rid of Eye Bite. That's twice now that I've tried to use that spell with 0 effect.
Is it just the type of enemy that you used it on?
I
mean-
know the first time it resisted it, and if it resists, it's never affected again.
Honestly, like those effects are going to be useful on
Yeah.
lots of things.
Yeah.
But it's a
I don't think
6th
you should
level
get rid of
spell.
I think it's just the situations twice that cut you. But I don't think you should get rid of it.
I don't think you should either. Eye Bite's a great spell.
In some situations, I would agree with you. So far, it has done nothing.
All
but-
spells are
It's
based
just the
on
two
some
situations that you wanted to use it in. Though.
Yeah. I could also get Otto's Irresistible Dance, which is just bardy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel like there are certain spells, regardless of necessarily how useful they are, that all bards need to have. One of them is Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Yeah, right. I actually don't have that one.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you should.
No, I always misread the spell as Tasha's Hideous Daughter, and was just like.
I mean, that's also. I
It's
mean,
a
you
viable
could,
use of that spell.
Yeah, you would still have the same.
I mean, it's a sad, sad world because plenty of people would laugh at her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you guys head down the road from Benchwitz. You bypass the city. You don't even bother going into it. Cross the bridge, and you notice that the entire area just feels depressed. The roads are not well kept anymore. The forest seems to overgrow in quite a few places. The bridge, it's in no danger of collapsing, but it's definitely not up to Graniteback standards. Not that much is, but it's way out of league. I mean, this is like something some chumps over in Setnovia'd be building. This is terrible. And you don't see really anybody on the road at all. And up ahead, right at sunset, you see the town of Bastion's Rise. And you cross over the bridge into that town, and Mav, you would notice this. There is a shimmering field of magic surrounding this town.
There's a what surrounding it?
A field of magic. Kind of like a barrier. But
Interesting.
you watch birds fly in and out of it without a problem.
Okay, I would continue down there. Is that normal?
You don't know. You've never been here. I mean, it's definitely not normal for a town to be domed in a magical effect.
And this is which town is like this?
Bastion's Isle.
Okay.
Normal to who? In D&D, this is perfectly normal.
Right?
It's not necessarily untrue. So you head across the bridge and you enter
Is
this city.
Bastion's Rise? That's what it is.
Yeah.
I knew you renamed it, but I can't remember what.
Yeah, it's
Bastion's Rise.
So is it only around, like, the walled part of it, or is it around the entire island?
it
or
covers
outside
from
of
what
it?
you can tell, it covers the whole island as you come over the
Nice.
bridge. And the bridge peaks pretty high, and you can see down into the area around the central monument here. And it's a very nice, well-kept garden. You get a general feel for the layout of the city. It's not a hard city to see. The side of the bridge that you're coming across is definitely higher than the island. So there's a bit of a step down, so the bridge peaks and then moves down. You pass through that barrier with no problem at all. Inside of this city, everything feels different.
Does everybody else pass through without a problem?
Yep.
Okay. And what do you mean by different? Like happy?
Yes. People are happy here. The city is well kept here. There's common folk moving about, talking, and you haven't seen anything like this since back home. Because definitely the few towns you passed through did not look like this.
Anything of note, race-wise?
Mostly humans, but there's a good smattering of everybody here.
Pretty general. Pretty general then.
Yeah.
No dwarves.
No, you'd see dwarves here. There's actually a lot of dwarves that live in the valley. There's several settlements of them.
This place is racist against dwarves.
No, they have one of their rulers is a dwarf. They have a council of royalty here.
That just means they get to make dwarf jokes. It's okay. One of our rulers is a joke. We have a free as a dwarf. We have
One of our rulers is a joke. Is that how we get to make jokes?
Yeah,
Right,
sorry.
okay, sure. That's fine.
One of our rulers is a joke too.
Yep. So you guys come across, and Mav, you would know that you were told to seek out the guardians of the monument.
Okay. I would kind of throw that out to some of the commoners and see how they respond.
Oh,
I'll say. Wait, you're looking for the guardians?
Yeah.
I'm a Weave Guardian.
nah, that's terrible. What are you even doing with that? What was that? I don't even know. Nobody knows.
It wasn't for you. It was for me.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't care if you think it's funny or not.
Can I throw a vial of Shadowfell licorice goo at him?
Yes, you can.
Of me? Of me?
Yes.
No.
The filbert is
I can't.
spreading.
So you guys are
Hey,
coming
give me
across.
back
this-
my healing potion.
Nope. Yeah, that's fine. You can have it.
You guys come down and you ask a few commoners about that, and most of them point towards the central park area. Although one of them points at the building just northeast of you, west of you guys. This guy right here. One of them points over there. That's usually where the honor guard hangs out.
Did you put a mark on the map?
I thought I did. I guess I didn't.
I don't see one.
Am I looking? Oh,
Oh,
there
there.
we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can all see it.
Okay. I'd say we start. I mean, since we're right there, we may as well walk over there and see what's going on.
So you walk over there, and it's an open kind of columned building. It's completely open to the outside. It's roofed, but there are no real walls. It's
This
more.
is how long I've been playing Oathing. That the first thing I thought you were going to say was open bar.
um,
And I was like, man, this really is the happiest place.
and inside of there, moving around from pillar to pillar, there's a lot of statues of different individuals in this room. You see a man walking around in full plate armor. It's very ornate. He's got a sword on his side, big mustache, long gray hair. He turns around, he hears you coming. He's like, "Can I help you?"
I would say that we're looking for the guardians.
He looks at your robes. He's
And
like,
I would quickly scold Thanek for thinking about making the joke a second time.
I'm not even thinking about that. I'm still thinking
The open
about.
bar.
Yeah.
"Ah, you're seeking. You're from the Order. I see.
Yes.
You, a spell eater.
I want to cast a spell at
Yes.
Fascinating. We haven't had one of your kind come through for quite some time, which is a shame, really.
It is, but we've been far and few between.
True enough. True enough. Well, I can show you the way.
I would appreciate that.
So you're not even gonna check?
No.
No,
What?
him. Some guy just walks up and says, "I'm a spell eater," and you're not even just gonna believe him?
Well,
Well, I'm about
not-
to take
no.
you on a public tour of a museum, so if he's really nefarious, I'm not terribly worried about it.
I get it.
I just kind of want to cast a spell at him and show off.
Oh.
It's fine. It's fine. Do you have a bar?
Totally just let it happen.
So he takes you across the way, and the walls here in the drawing are solid, but there's arches all over the place on this, and he takes you into this amazingly well manicured garden area, and he says, "Welcome to the sanctuary. Do you know much of our history?"
Not as much as I should.
Well, 400 years ago or so, this place was wild and untamed. A few civilizations have carved out existences. I shouldn't say there was none, but plainsmen living in the south, dwarves and elves in the north, and other than that, it was rampaging orcs and other ferocious creatures. And a certain cult had decided to summon their demonic entity from across the astral sea back to the Prime here. And in order to combat that, the Order sent a team of heroes. And he's walking through the garden and he's pointing things out to you. And as he gets to the obelisk, you see there's a set of stairs going down inside of it. And there are names carved all over this obelisk. It's like maybe thousands of them. There are, at the base on all four sides above the doors, there are larger ones. And on the side that you're going in, you can see the name Ilaria Thatcher. And he goes down the stairs. Following?
Following.
Alright, so he goes down the stairs and they do a little bit of a switch back and forth. And you guys end up in here. He describes this. He tells you that you're entering the Hall of Heroes. And he asks, he's like, you'll have to forgive me. Normally I have a good sense about these things, but I just need to be clear. Do any of you live a disreputable lifestyle?
Matt would shoot a glance over towards Thanik.
I am the most lawful person in this room.
That doesn't make you disreputable. I mean, make you reputable.
It doesn't make me disreputable.
So the arguing starts, and he looks over, and he looks at Thanak, and he kind of smirks, and then he looks at Jeffrey, he's like, is that a bard? And he makes a face. Okay, well, we'll see what happens.
I'm not one of those roustabout bards. I'm a good bard.
He nods. I don't think he believes you.
I would say that he's more of a herald than a bard.
Oh, that's so much better. And as you guys come down in here, you hear other voices down here. There are other people down here. You feel like people come here often. And you see
also getting tours
up ahead. Nope, you don't think anybody else is getting a tour. Up ahead, you see a couple of kids running around, some parents like scolding them for doing so, and he leads you into this entry area here with the fountains, and magical wards begin to flare everywhere, like beams of magic around you, globes of it spin around you. You feel like this area is analyzing you, and he's like, you passed? No one's dead? And then he points to the north. He's like, how much of a tour do you want? Full tour, or should I take you straight to your guardian?
Full tour?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very well. So he takes you to the north, and you enter into... my masker is off. He takes you into this area. He says, this is the hall of the mountains and forests of the Silverlands. And he points to several statues. He's like, there's King Carnos, the Silver Wolf. And over here is Lady Ilaria of the Silver Wood. They ruled simultaneously shortly after the events of the Black Sunrise occurred in our lands. And in these next few, and he points out, these are their children. They have names. I don't have them. So he's talking about them. He takes you down here. And in this room on the side, you see a model of a city he says is Silver Gate. It's the kingdom of the dwarves. And it's this massive subterranean model. You guys have the dwarven capital of Euros. This thing is easily 10 times the size of your town. And it's expansive. And he talks about how certain pieces of it were lost during the Goblin Wars and reclaimed and then lost again. And it's some pretty interesting stuff. And then he takes you over here to this place. And there is a fountain here with an elf meditating on it. And beneath it, it says, "The Last of the Silver Elves." And he begins to tell you a really sad tale of an elf named Brenfindel, who was possessed by a demonic entity and fought it as long as he could to attempt to save his people. Unfortunately, he became the last of them. And he was able enough to reclaim his mind during the Black Sunrise crisis, but was killed in doing so. But he did enable the heroes to save the day. Mav, as you're leaving this room, you hear a voice in your head. And it tells you to take care.
Huh.
Did it sound
I
obvious?
would ask if anybody else heard that
Do we still have telepathic
in
mind?
our mind.
Nobody else heard it.
Okay. Did it? When he said care, did he mean like not to die, or like thank you for visiting, please come again?
It's funny because I was wondering the same thing.
It definitely didn't sound tour guidey. You did roll an insight check on 23. It was definitely a take. It was like, be careful. It had more of a warning feel to it for sure.
It was a caution.
Mav is going to put us at yellow alert and then continue on.
Okay. So you continue on, and here you enter into the wing of the Golden Plains, and this is the southern area of the Chamsburg Valley, where they grow most of their food, and their forests all have a yellow tint to them, which you're familiar with. The trees in the Northern Empire had a yellow tint to them too. And this is where the Plainsmen live, and so you see statues of Plainsmen chieftain in all of their majesty and all of their glory, and he explains who they are. They always call themselves Windspeaker. So the leading chief will always be High Windspeaker and then their name. And he lists off several of them. And then he takes you to this room where there is a diorama of a ringed battle. And he begins to explain this battle that happened between a warlock with a fiendish patron and a paladin. And in this battle, the paladin was slain and sent to hell. And immediately, the strength of his will sent him screaming back to drive his holy avenger through the warlock's chest and ultimately defeat his enemy. And he goes on to tell you it's a super involved story about how this warlock had killed the last of, this Minotaur's village and his father and all sorts of cool stories. And then he takes you to this chamber.
Okay, sounds lame.
Yeah, he was kind of dork.
He almost didn't even have to go to hell.
Yeah, almost didn't have to.
Had he been slightly better.
And this is he says is a strange room, but they showcase it anyways. This aperture leads down into a cavern below that has been since filled with stone by druids. But at that point in time, the cavern was home to a lair of black dragons that the group slew afterwards. And then he pulls the lever, and you watch an illusionary representation of this adventuring party killing these dragons. It's pretty cool. So he takes you back, and he's going to take you into the center room.
Do I hear anything as we leave that room?
Are you concentrating on listening to something?
I am.
You do. You hear the challenge is coming.
Okay.
I'm going to give Mav inspiration.
What? I give him inspiration?
I am. I'm going to give Mav an inspiration.
Wow.
I feel so special. Mav's going to cast Death Ward on himself.
So you come into this room, and he begins to lead you around this pillar. And on this central pillar, it's the pillar of what he calls the founders. And these were the people who were alive during this time. Adolf and Adolf Von Chansberg Jr., Alistair, their brother, and Camellia, King Carnos, who you already saw statues of, Windspeaker, Apanavi, High Chieftain of the Plainsmen, and the Queen he mentioned earlier as well. And then he takes you around the north of the pillar, and he says, these are some of the heroes that came from Balanovia to help us. And you see a woman, she's fair-skinned, but she's a human. Her name is Millicent. She's a druid of the Black Raven Circle. And that triggers something in your mind. You can make intelligence checks if you want to see if you can bring it up.
All of us or just him?
All of you.
I remember something being said about this.
Ha!
Didn't we hear recently from someone from the Raven Circle?
It's right on the tip of some of your minds. Thanak and Jeff are real close. Mav's not far behind Othig's like black what? What'd you say? Black cows? I don't know.
Oh, did you say intelligence?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mine's not a 18.
Oh. Okay.
Mine is a 6.
Oh, okay.
I rolled history.
So some of you guys are distracted by the crafting here. Surely dwarves must have made this place. It's definitely granite back quality. And they list off some of those people, Millicent of the Blackhammers, Granic Hammerfist, Paladin of the High of the Order, a guy named Thomas the Liar, who is a headmaster of the Adventurers Guild. Then he takes you around to the other side, to the south side of the pillar, and he says, these are heroes of the Order affectionately known as the Zoo. And you see all sorts of non-dwarf and human species. It's kind of like, these guys. But you see 4 lizard folk, a half-orc named Robert the Beautiful. Whatever. He hangs out with a Kenku named Click. Some tree people. One of them has the title of ambassador. What the heck? A centaur. This is getting out of control. A dragonborn. And then you see it. There is a drow in this picture.
Dude.
And it's Sellet.
Yeah.
Nice.
And you're kind of like, what the heck? And so he takes you around to the last side, and you see... Yeah.
Can we ask him about Sellet?
You can, and he will tell you that Sellet Drectharion was the first of the drow kind that anyone knows of that accepted the tenets of the martyr and the order. He trained with the other members of the zoo, and upon graduation immediately returned to the Underdark, where they thought him to be lost. He went back on a missionary quest, and no one thought they'd ever hear from him again. When the heroes of the Dawn Brigade, and that's the name that all of these guys kind of operated under while they were defeating the Black Sunrise, were in dire straits underneath the Silver City, Sellet found them with a number of converts and ended up helping them lead the charge out. His drow converts became the High Guard of King Carnos, the Silver Wolf, and they truly helped facilitate the winning of the war. They say he's probably deserving of a statue of his own because of the role that he played, but he was a member of the zoo, and there was a lot of debate on whether he got his own statue or not.
Was he aware of this?
Yeah, he didn't want anything to do with it. He asked them not to put him in the carving.
Did he say why?
He just didn't like the notoriety.
He's a humble man.
So the last side of the pillar in the center, you see an image of a tricrine. Like you recognize this. You're like, hey, that's one of Ziz's people. And underneath it says Benny. You see a massive troll, like massive, named Paul. And then there's a dozen other trolls all named Fred.
Fred Troll.
And then a ghostly-looking paladin named Stephen. There's also an elf named Brenfindel. You heard him mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Yep. And then after he shows you those, he takes you to the side rooms, and he shows you an archdruid. His name was Delaros, and King Carnos is in one of them. You see a Minotaur and a Dragonborn in another, and he stops at the Dragonborn and he says, that one right there. The Minotaur is the one who fought in the arena with the wild men, and the Minotaur, or the Dragonborn, became a bastion and died closing the portals so the other couldn't get through. He's one of the ones that the monument's named after. And then he takes you to the next room, and you see a very familiar-looking tiefling hanging out with that tri-crane. And it's Keith. And you're like, huh, I know that guy too. And he takes you to the last room, and you see an elf with a bear standing alongside a young Kelrin.
I'll point out that Keith is the dragon name.
Yeah.
When he's in tiefling form, his name is Flint.
Your honor guard looks at you and says he must hate that, and smiles. And then he takes you. He's like, "There's two last stops. They're newer additions, added after more recent events." And he takes you to the north, where we'll do the south first. He takes you to the south, where there are a bunch of heroes named for having ended a crisis known as the Waning Light. And I don't think any of you have met any of these individuals, but there's a group of adventurers and a statue standing in the middle, and their names are Simon and Peter Danceforth, Orienda Autumnblade, Danik Coppersmith, and Rosie Greenborough, who you guys would all know from your last campaign, who became Rictavio's Carnival.
Hey, Tony.
Yeah.
That's Simon.
Yes, that's Simon, who you referenced in your cutscene. Totally.
Thank you.
Yep, absolutely.
Face to names. That's wonderful.
Yep, and then he takes you north, and he talks about, he's like, shortly after the country was founded and it began to flourish, there was a large crisis that actually destroyed the island you're standing on. This island, or the city the island was on, it has been rebuilt stone by stone, brick by brick, and names carved back into monuments with loving and tender care. And he says these are the heroes that stopped that crisis. It's known as the Nameless Crisis. And they're named Carlos the Dwarf, Balthazar the True, Jane the Hero of Canterbury, Levi the Many-Minded, and Samuel the Bold. So.
Why is everybody outside of this island so sad?
The knight would tell you that everybody under the island was protected by this monument.
And everybody else is just sad?
Well, the Nightmare Plague really hurt everybody nearby.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Alright, you might have said that before and I missed it.
Nobody asked.
I asked.
Who are these people? What did these guys do?
This was the campaign from Seymour that you played in.
Oh!
Oh my gosh, you said Jane the Hero of Canterbury and I didn't even pick up on it.
You didn't get tipped off by Carlos the Dwarf?
Carlos was a weak-minded fool.
So, yeah. This whole museum is a monument to past games. So
I forgot about that. Carlos the Dwarf with the rectal blender.
Yeah.
Yep. So he takes you back out, and
should have called him Samuel the Incendiary.
We could have.
What was our troll's name in that one?
That was Golor, the ogre, who pulled the head off of his best friend because he was under the effects of a charm spell. And then cried about it, and we broke Ryan real bad that day.
Yeah. An hour.
So you guys walk back out, and the knight is finishing the tour, and you start to hear a bit of a commotion. And he looks around.
Was there any people speaking in those rooms? Or any voices?
No, you didn't hear any more voices, even though you were listening for them. He begins to look around, and he says, "A moment. This is bad. This is not the test you are to face, but it will do." And he floats into the floor.
Oh, bye.
And
goodbye.
Shortly thereafter, there is a commotion coming from this eastern tunnel, and 6 men in black gear come running out of it, and they look like they are up to no good.
How many?
6 of them.
Do they look like they are Here's my question, and I know I probably don't have a lot of time for it, but do they look, you said they were up to no good, but is this just like, are they like running from something? Do they look like they caused no good and are running from it?
Well, they are all dressed in black and their faces are covered and they are running from something.
Well, I
Let's
would
stop
say that
them.
we engage them to slow down.
Have we seen what they're wearing? Any similarities or any symbols or anything that we've seen in the town, like in the guard or anything?
You have not. I don't think you guys have ever encountered these individuals or this garb before. You do see, coming up on the other side of them, you see your guide. He pops up on the other side. And he is going to... He is completely spectral.
Awesome.
And he is wielding a flaming sword. It does not look spectral.
So awesome.
Well, on that note,
And he is definitely about to bring some pain on these people running out of there.
Oh, all right.
Where did this token go? It loaded without a token. I don't know why it's been doing that to me lately. I do know, actually, because I've been changing tokens around. But...
That was
What's
my.
a Nogudink?
What's that?
So what's a Nogudink?
The no good nicks.
I know, but I read it like a
Oh.
Nogudink, and I was like, what?
That was one of my my uncle's shirts he had when he was in the Navy from being in the Seabees. They were the no good nicks.
That's great.
I could watch Timon and Pumbaa yell all day.
right?
Seriously.
And it didn't give him a name again. Why is it so stupid? I don't get it.
Hey, we know who these guys are, don't we? Or no?
You don't.
Someone.
You have never run into these guys before.
Why do I recognize the name?
Because I've used them in other campaigns.
Oh,
Because we've run into them before.
But not here.
Just not us.
It's like, hey, I know you. You're the brother of that guy.
Yeah.
Right next to you.
Hold on.
Oh, I know these guys from the Brands, don't I?
Yep.
Yeah, you're that guy. That guy.
I'm so mad that it's doing this right now. Because I don't have time for this. It's already a little late, and I wanted to be...
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I lost it again. I'm so angry right now. And I'm going slower because I'm angry. I'm frustrated. That's what I should say. I am.
Frustrated?
But I am so much so. It's making me more and more frustrated.
You know what? I will allow you to feel your...
Actually, it's it. He's now black. And that's the way it is. Because I lost him and I can't find him. So I made a new one. And he is not an enemy. There he is.
Wait, is this a new guy, or is this the guy...
This is the guy that was leading you around.
His name is Sir Stephen.
Yeah, is he the same Sir Stephen that we saw a statue of?
Now that you mention it, they do look a lot alike.
I mean, wouldn't we have noticed that right away?
No, he had a helmet on in the statue.
That's awesome.
All right.
And we're pretty oblivious.
So,
I mean,
Mav, you're up first, and yeah.
I love how we asked about every single statue except for the one he's in.
He's used to that.
Like, we don't care about this guy.
just play it cool. Play it cool. We
This
knew
guy
it
looks
was the whole
stupid.
time.
People are running and screaming. These men are brandishing weapons as well. They are definitely up to no good. But there are innocents all over the place.
How did they get in here with all the scanning?
They're really good at what they do.
Good question.
What did you just do to me?
If I had to guess, he's going to make a circle of death.
Yeah.
Nope. I'm not making a circle of death.
He's gonna blind them? He does that a lot too.
Oh, you're a jerk.
That's awesome.
Well, 5 of the 6
Yes.
now have attack advantage granted when you attack them.
That's excellent.
You fairy fired them?
I fairy fired them.
Nice. They are in
I
a
was
perfect cube
so
for that.
excited.
They definitely are in a good cube for that. Anything else?
Nope.
Alright, so it is this guy's turn then. So he runs over to here and he dives into a child's shadow. And you're pretty sure he pops up over here, but you're not sure because he looks just like the kid.
Ah,
That's a little disconcerting.
That's dirty.
And where'd my kiddo token go? We'll just use this kid right here.
They technically have the ability to all do that before we start like most of our initiative. They could all look like a kid.
They sure can.
And then Steven is going to pass straight through these wizards and put himself right here. And he is going to raise his sword up and smite Soul Blade number 4.
With advantage.
With advantage. Well, it's an 18 already, plus his numbers, which I don't have anymore because I accidentally deleted his cool character sheet. It's with a 17 follow-up, so that is going to hit, and he smites. So you just hear this crack and peal of thunder, and he's going to smite him for 47 points of damage.
Jeez.
Jeez.
Does the fairy fire stay with the assassin? So
It
that
is
we
on
know-
both of them.
Ah,
Oh. So the child and the other child both have fairy fire on them.
Correct.
That's
that's a
concerning.
rude trick.
It
Just
is a
look at
rude
this way,
trick,
now you
isn't
can roll
it?
advantage on the child.
You can roll advantage on the child if you want to. That is now something you can do. It's not something I ever thought I would hear you say, but it is something you can do. So
It's absolutely something I thought I would hear them say.
Look, I'm just saying it's an option. I'm not saying I would do it.
So Steven is going to take one attack of opportunity as number 3 is going to take off, and he is going to hit him, but he's going to smite that guy too. Why not? Oh, that is not nearly as good of a smite. That is only 38 points of damage.
He had advantage on that attack.
I did roll at advantage. So that guy pops up maybe over there. You don't know. And now there's this kid. And this guy is going to hop into a lady's shadow. And this guy is going to charge straight at you guys, tackle an old man. And there he is over there.
Such a good number.
And then, let's see. The mages are both going to... Mage 1 is going to start casting a spell.
Wait, you did that one totally different of the other ones. Was that purposely?
Maybe.
I don't know. I didn't really have a plan on it. I know which one's which. I have it marked. So,
Mav is going to suck up the spell.
Okay.
Can we use reactions even if we haven't gone yet, or is that just
yes.
only on his
No, you
spells?
can use reactions if you haven't gone yet.
So I will use my reaction.
Do you want to use your reaction on the second mage?
I mean, I'm not doing what you think I'm doing.
I want to use my reaction on number 4 before he tackled the guy then, because he would have came into my range.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
You can totally do that. I didn't even think about that, but sure. Mav, you suck up a level 5 lightning bolt.
Yep.
Yep. And then...
Yeah, I'll do the second mage.
Okay. And so then the second mage goes to cast the same spell. Mav can't stop that one.
I will Misty Smash him.
All right. So you guys watch as this other mage starts to cast a spell and Thanok disappears and shows up like right in front of those wizards and just brings his hammer down on their head. And
That's awesome.
Misty Smash is just a teleport and hit. You don't interrupt the spell, correct? Or do you?
I don't remember if we were going to do it with, like, he would just have to do a concentration save.
I think that's
or
what it
something.
was. That's totally what it was. He needs to concentrate to keep the spell. Which he will.
Who am I attacking? 2? 1?
I gotta scroll back up. When you open up a spellcaster sheet, their whole thing goes so long that it's like, oh my gosh.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I don't know how to make it not happen.
I'm pretty sure it's 1.
It is 1. 2 got his spell sucked up. 1 gets clobbered, but keeps the spell.
You moved me right over to him.
Yeah, I already moved you.
Okay, cool.
So you do clobber him, and go ahead and roll your damage.
Is that 5 over his AC?
That is, but he's gonna try and shield, and so it won't be.
Okay. Alright.
And then I need Othig and Mav to make dexterity saving throws as this bolt of lightning arcs through you two.
Does it seem to affect number 4?
It originated right in front of Othig, so...
Oh.
I'm going to Indomitable that.
It's not a normal lightning bolt.
It does not appear to be.
Okay.
That's a nice Indomitable.
Yeah.
That's a good save for both of you guys. So you are both going to take 26 points of damage instead of 52. Thanok, it is now your turn.
Okay, I have a question.
Yep.
I've never used this spell. I've never even heard of this spell until last week. What... Are there any, like, freestanding objects around in the area?
Not really.
Such as like, a chair or a pedestal?
I mean, there's a few pedestals, but they all have, like, kind of important-looking stuff on them.
You're going to use catapult.
No, I'm not.
Oh,
No.
I love that spell.
No.
You don't think you should smash the furniture down here?
I wasn't gonna smash the furniture, but that might have ended up happening. So I'll do it later. All right.
Okay.
So I will hit 1 again. And he's still got shield up, right?
Yes, he does, till the beginning of his next turn.
Okay, so is that higher than his AC?
That is.
His AC? Was it 26? Okay.
Yep.
Partially resisted? Do I know why that was partially resisted?
You do not know why that was partially resisted.
Is that appropriately?
That is appropriately.
Okay. Alright, that's fine. Alright, then I will hit him again. Same number.
Dude.
Yeah. It sucks that got dropped. These are all half, though.
Yeah.
Alright. Is that hit with the shield up?
No, it does not.
Okay. And then I think that will probably do it for me.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be it. Is there like there's like kids and like, like non-combatants everywhere, right?
Yeah, absolutely. One of them got fried by the lightning bolt.
Okay.
Jeffrey.
So I watched some of these individuals jump into other people and disappear and reappear and a bunch of other stuff. How many people are within 60 feet of me that aren't our party or Steven?
There's probably about 40 other people running around down here.
In this space directly adjacent to us?
Yep.
So I'm wanting to use mass suggestion, but it only targets 12 people. I don't think I can get my bearings well enough to figure out friend, foe, or otherwise within that, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be a waste.
Well, what are you trying to do?
I was going to tell them to submit.
Well, you know which ones... you know which one's suggestion you can say more than one word. That's command that you can only say one word.
Yeah, I was like, but I that was the intent, was to get them to submit or surrender. I can say up to, let's say, a sentence or two, basically telling them to reveal themselves or to submit to us or what have you.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
if I can't figure out who the targets are because people are moving around all goofy, then it's
I think you'd be able to make a perception check. That won't count as your action or anything like that. Just make one.
Yes, please. No, that's garbage. Good grief.
That's still a 9. You got a pretty good handle on the duplicates.
Okay. So yeah, between the duplicates and the mages, I'm going to have them all make a wisdom saving throw, and I am going to attempt to get them to reveal themselves and submit to us. So I'm
Tell them where the granite packs.
couldn't click on a bunch of these people, but
You won't be able to click on any of the people.
yeah, apparently I can make a child target Steven.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, I don't know why that's happening. But I can click on the child, and now it's targeting Steve. I don't know what I've done.
He's going for the kill, guys.
I can make the child target everybody.
He's going for the kill shot.
I apparently am the child. I don't know why, but everyone I click on, it originates from the child.
Well, don't click on them then and just roll some dice. You guys crack me up. It's like when the system's not working right, we're going to take 20 minutes to make it work right when you can just grab a dice and make a roll.
It's true.
It drives me absolutely bonkers.
Yeah. It should. I don't know why there's so many, but wow.
Because some of them have advantage.
There you go. Gotcha. So there you go. Do you want more? I can give you more.
No, I don't want more. I'm trying to sort through this mess because it looks like you double attacked people.
I see. That's the thing. I only have selected. I'm targeting Black Soul Blade 3 boy.
Yeah. Yep.
Black Soul 1, Black Soul 2, and that's
okay.
All I have targeted.
Those are all unique targets.
Okay, they are. At first, it looked like they were doubling up on me. So let's see. What's your spell save DC?
Spell save DC is 18.
Okay. Well, all the civilians fail. So,
I was kind of hoping for that. Because they will, whoever they are, tell us who they are and submit themselves before us.
It's not going to work quite like that. It's suggestion. It's not like do everything I tell you to do. You plant a suggestion.
This is a 6th level spell.
Right, and you get to do it to 12 people. You get to give them a suggestion. You get to give them a command that can be a sentence and then they do it. You don't get to be like, so do this and then do that and now do this other thing. It's not like mass charm.
It is. It's so you. One of the suggestions that it gives here is, for example, you might suggest give all the money to the first beggar they meet.
Right. That's one sentence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he's saying there's only one. It's one command, not a repeated command every round. Or
Like, so what are you telling them to do? Because if you're telling them to submit, that leaves it completely open to whatever they want to do, and they're all just going to sit down on the ground. And they don't have to tell you a thing.
The sentence I said was reveal yourself.
You said that after you said 2 other sentences.
Sure.
I mean, it's you were like, I want them all to submit to me, and there was a bunch of other things. So I'm just trying to clarify what has to happen here because it's messy.
Uh-huh.
So you're gonna give some sentence that tells them to reveal themselves.
Sure. Yes. That was the original intent.
Okay.
Behind what I was saying.
All right. So let's see. So you know who failed? 2 failed.
It's like, yeah, I was just gonna say, if you think about it, reveal yourself is not a very solid sentence.
2 failed. 1 failed.
That's expose yourself, Andy. That is a completely different sentence.
We all went there.
Yeah, I was thinking it.
Okay, so the only one that you don't know for sure is the old man. So the ones that are sideways are, those are the assassins. And they are not all where you thought they were.
Okay. I'm going to move to the old man on my at the end of my turn as the...
Okay.
jeez, I don't like these guys.
All right.
They could do this every round, right?
we have no idea.
All right, so go ahead and move yourself, and then Otha gets your turn.
Okay. Do I know I don't know for sure anymore that the one in front of me is...
The one in front of you, you do not know for sure.
Well, sorry, you guys talked over what?
Sorry.
Mike, what'd you say?
Disappear when you crit?
No.
Okay.
Okay, but I don't know that he's the Black Soul.
Yep, that's the only guy you don't know for sure, and that's the old man one.
But I still definitely hit the Black Soul when he came in range?
Yes, because you hit him before he tackled the old man.
Alright, I just wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally attack an old man.
Yep.
Okay.
So.
Then just hit him on purpose. Then it won't be an accident.
Stop, I'm trying to... Jeez. God. Oh my gosh, Adam. Jeez, serious.
Modern problems, modern solutions.
Oh, good thing. That's great. That's also great. I'll just roll. I'll roll crit on that. So 2 attacks and a crit. So we'll do attack, do crit, do attack, and then I think I'll do butt swing.
Nice.
All right. And that is all I'll do.
Okay. So you lay some wonderful hits.
No, I want to test something.
Sure.
I'm gonna move out of what I think is Black Soul Blade number 4's range just to kind of test this theory. And I'm gonna move myself right there to see if I get opportunity attacked.
He does not take an opportunity attack on you.
I'm gonna relay that to the group.
Okay.
Just in case it means anything. Not saying that that's definitive.
Yep. Mav.
There are now 3 blind assassins.
Three blind mice.
That looks like 3 blind mice, yeah.
All right. Right on.
Can't jump into a shadow if you can't see, can you?
Wait,
You can see him jump right into the ground. Well, I thought that was a shadow, but
Just face plants. It looked dark.
What's up, Adam?
is fairy fire not concentration?
blindness is not concentration.
Oh.
That's epic.
Yep.
It's an amazing spell. It is
Yep.
not concentration.
That's great. Totally great.
Huh.
They do get a concentration saving throw at the end of their turn.
Right on. So number 2. Which one's number 2? That's this one up here. So, and he is he blind? He's blind, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah.
The only one that's not is the old man.
Convenient for him. He's the only one doing anything appropriate, it seems. Let's see.
It's because he's old and wise.
He is going to meld into Shadow then. Whoop.
Bye.
And I will make
Can he do that with fairy fire?
Apparently.
You don't know where he is. He could be a lot of places, but wherever he is right now, Mav still feels fairy fire on him. He also still very much feels blindness on him.
So he doesn't know where he is either.
Also accurate.
Yeah.
So Steven is going to run back here and help Thanok with the mages.
Why is that happening?
It's fairy fire.
He is going to make his 2 attacks on the mage, and that guy is going to shield again, and actually he can't. It isn't his turn. It has been his turn.
If it wasn't his turn, he'd still have it on.
I was here.
It was
If
his
it's not
turn.
his turn.
He would have put it up a second time when you hit him that other time.
No, I mean it still would have been up.
It's still his turn because Thanik hit him.
Right on. Okay, so Steven unfortunately is going to miss then. So the boy is going to stab Othig.
Oh, shoot.
And
Does he even see me? Isn't he blind?
he is blind, so he has disadvantage on the attack.
Yes, disadvantage.
Okay.
But he's still going to try and stab you.
But would he even know that I'm there?
Yes, he knows you're there.
Yeah.
You would argue
because-
that you know somebody's there because you're standing right next to him.
Oh, no, I was just saying, like, he would know that I'm there because I moved there before I got blind. Or
Yep.
Before he got blind.
Yep. And he'd hear you. I mean, these guys, you're beating them up pretty soundly, but they're trained assassins. They know what they're doing.
And
I
you
mean,
make a lot of noise.
Yeah, you're not in quiet.
So I dropped the 20, but I'm going to hit you with the nat 19.
Wow.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. As this
Wait, are you getting banished?
this blade pierces you.
I'm from this plane.
I would
don't
kind
know
of be
that.
okay with that.
Oh, that's pretty darn good. You pass it. Holy cow, 18. All right, you pass it, and nothing happens to you, but you do take 37 points of damage.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. And then he is
What did he hit me with?
his black dagger,
Jeesh.
and then
That's some dagger.
well, he's got some sneak attack in there too.
Yeah,
So,
he does.
And so then he is going to attempt to stab you again.
Darn 3d6 of sneak attack or whatever it is.
24 hits you. So
Yeah, 24.
he's going to offhand hit you. And he gets. I need you to make another Constitution saving throw. Oops. That one will pass as well. So you will only take 2 points of damage from his offhand.
Nice. Jeez.
Let's see. Now the old man. The old man, what's he going to do? Old man is going to stab Jeff. Do. Is this guy blind? This guy's not. No, he's not blind. 23 hit you, Jeff?
Yeah, I only have a 17 AC.
Okay. Make a Constitution saving throw.
17 AC. 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 Constitution?
Yep.
Well, I'm not very good at those.
You'll take 25 points of damage.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
And
That's at 0, 25 minus...
the old man is no longer on the field, but there are 2 Jeffs.
No.
Do they both have fairy fire?
They both
Do
have
I
fairy
know-
fire. Jeff, you know who you are. Nobody else knows who you are.
Jeff, you know who you are. Do you, though?
It's like an
I-
existential question.
Do we hear the assassin's thoughts in our head?
No, but you do hear static coming from Jeffrey.
That's unfortunate.
Oh, that's late.
Yep. So it is.
I would totally just start bombarding him with random knowledge.
We'll just have to kill them both.
I agree.
It is the mage's turn now.
Is this where I say they both have grand attack advantage?
Mav, the mage 2 starts casting a spell.
Is it going towards me?
Mm,
I guess I don't know.
You don't know. You'd have to run an Arcana check.
Danny, didn't you kill that mage yet?
No, man.
Come on.
No, right?
Ooh.
You don't know.
Oh. I'll suck it up.
All right, you are sucking up another 5th level spell.
Ooh. Good thing. Well, maybe a good thing. I don't know.
All right. The next mage is going to cast whatever spell that was. It is the same spell. He's going to begin casting it.
I will... Can I appear behind him?
Sure.
Which one is it? Is it 1?
One is
second, so.
casting the spell. Yes.
Okay. Make...
Mav, you still have no idea what this spell is.
Yep.
All right. So I will make a Constitution saving throw.
You know what the spell this is, Mav? It's gonna hurt.
He makes it, and a wall of force appears between everybody else and them, and it pushes Steven back. Because he's
Nice.
currently not ethereal.
Does it push me away?
No, because he cast it on... I gotta read Wall of Force. What do I get here? Springs into existence, point you can see in range. Appears in any orientation you choose. Yes, then it will. It pushes you back as well. Those 2 are encased in a wall of force. And Steven begins screaming, "We have to stop them."
Will do.
And then,
We're trying.
let's see.
Whoa.
The woman, where's woman at? Woman, where are you at? Over by Othig. He's going to attempt with disadvantage to stab Othig. That's a 16. That will not get Othig. And the offhand. That's 28. That will get Othig.
Jeez, that's some offhand.
I need a Constitution saving throw from you.
Oh, gosh. Oh my gosh. But it's been a day, so I have been Indomitable back.
I thought you already used it again, didn't you? You used
Did I
it right
already
away
use
on the
it?
lightning bolt. On the lightning
I
bolt.
did.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So you take 35 points of damage
God,
from
getting
the
wrecked.
offhand stab, and then you feel poison coursing through you. And you're normally really good at this, but you failed the save. You're going. Oh, you'd have advantage on that save because it's poison.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's worse. So you're going to take, after having it, and then with your poison resistance, again, you're going to take 10 points of poison damage.
10 more on top of the...
Yep. Danak, it's your turn.
Sheesh, man. Dying over.
I'm gonna... when he made the wall of force, is it visible?
No, it's invisible. I think. Let me check it out real quick. I'm pretty sure it is. An invisible wall of force springs into existence. Appears in any orientation you choose. Vertical, barrier, blah, blah, blah. Any angle, free floating, resting on a solid surface. You can form it into a spherical dome. Or blah, blah, blah. Within 10 feet of you. Yep. So, they have domed themselves in.
Did I? Is it?
Oh, it's late. I didn't realize it was this late.
I actually just looked at the time and I was like, "Wow, I'm just so tired." And I was like, "Holy cow, it's quarter to 10."
Yep.
Is it safe to assume that the wall of force is also a ceiling? And
Yeah, it is. You're pretty sure they've created a barrier that covered that.
Like
yeah, it's floor to ceiling.
a box.
Yep.
No, not necessarily floor to ceiling, but that it's underneath them as well.
Maybe.
They are completely closed in.
You don't know.
Well, I don't know. I'm going to assume that he said wall of force and not box of force.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to cast pass wall.
Pass wall.
Pass wall. This is another spell I haven't heard about until I didn't even know until last week. A passage appears at a point of your choice that you can see on a wooden, plaster, or stone surface, such as wall or ceiling.
What source are these spells from that you're...
This is a regular...
This is a regular spell.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Spells are hard, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
I don't, play characters with spells, but I don't remember ever...
Basically what I'm trying to do, it can be 5 feet wide and 20 feet long. So
Make an Arcana check.
Underneath.
You cast the spell, but you can't see it. You can't see the wall, and it does plainly say that a wall you can see in the spell. However, I will let you attempt this.
No, I was going to put it on the ground and go underneath.
Oh. Yeah, so you want to put a half wall underneath? Totally. You watch as underneath this thing, the floor disappears, and you see them look over at it, and you swear you hear a mumble, "Oh sure." And they are.
I took this.
I can't believe you have that spell.
I took it specifically if we ever run into another thing like Carth and Dantalus.
Yeah.
I took it specifically to get around it.
Wow. Dude.
All right.
So that's my turn.
Yep.
And I have movement, but I can't really go anywhere with it.
You cannot.
Yeah.
Well, the wall is at the seams that you guys are on. So you could squeeze under there and squeeze up inside of that dome that you were pushed out from.
Yeah, I would like to do that. I would like to be as close to them as I can be.
They are unhappy with you being here.
Excellent.
Jeff, you're fighting Jeff.
I yelled, Thanak, how come you get to have all the fun? And then I pull out my little dagger.
You watch as both of them turn and yell at you at the exact same time.
I cast Steel Wind Strike, and I disappear from where I am, and I appear next to 5 different adversaries in but a moment, striking all of them. And I'm guessing the pass or the wall of force doesn't stop teleportation.
It does actually. It says that in the spell. Nothing can pass through it. You need a disintegration to remove it.
Oh, I thought
nothing can physically pass through.
Yeah, I didn't know if I could teleport through.
Oh, maybe you can't. No, it's Force Cage. Force Cage is the one you can't.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
So target them.
Sweet. So yeah, I'm going to attack those jerks, and then I'm going to appear. I was going to appear where Thanak is standing, but I will appear next to where Thanak is standing.
Yeah.
Because he opened a door in the floor, apparently.
Yeah. We're dwarves. That's what we do.
I definitely crit somebody.
Those are all
somebody's.
Crit another person.
Crit 2 somebody's.
Holy crap. That's awesome.
Crit Soul Mage.
Take damage. Take damage. Just get out of here. You got a bunch of jerks. So that'll be doubled against
Number
Old
two.
man.
Old man.
Mage 2.
And Mage 2.
Okay. So what happens is you see the other Jeffrey teleport as well, and you see the exact same spell being cast. And let's see. Othig, what's your AC, Othig?
Only 19.
I will hit you. Thanak, you're sitting at
18 or 19, I think. 18.
18. I will hit you. Mav, I know I'm going to hit you because it's a 19 plus numbers.
There's a distance thing in between targets.
But we're all next to their targets. So if you can hit them all, then he can hit them all.
Yeah.
Well, Mav was outside of.
Mav was 10 feet above you.
Right. He wasn't near one of my targets, though. That was all I was trying
Oh,
to
it doesn't matter. He casts the exact same spell and does this thing. It doesn't need to be one of your targets. He did it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, he can make them because you can just select targets to where they're in range of.
Jeffrey, what's your AC?
My AC is a 17.
You're the only one I'm going to miss. So, how much damage was that?
33.
So you will all take 33
force
points
damage.
of force damage.
Oh, wow.
Shoot.
All right.
Thanak, you have one of the Jeffreys appear right next to you.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Also, I just got hit by one of the Jeffreys, and I don't know which one is which.
You don't? You have no idea. Othig.
You said it was, what, 30? Yeah, 33.
Yep.
I don't even know what to do right now. So sick. Let's see.
Having seen that happen, am I able to figure out that one of these mages isn't?
Definitely.
No, you don't think so. You think these guys are both real. They look different. They're not copies of each other.
You made the statement that they've been copying each other in action.
They have been. They definitely seem to be working in tandem.
But not like what just happened to me.
No, it's unique.
Okay.
So Othig does his thing and goes to town.
Also, knowing the experience I had, do I feel like he used his reaction to do that?
That is a fair assessment.
Okay. Only because I know how I moved and then seeing that other Jeffrey follow suit. Okay.
Gosh.
So you lay some more damage into those guys.
I'm going to use my butt swing against him. Hopefully put one down.
Well, there's a crit.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Seriously.
Nope. Mav, it's your turn, and you hear, "You can do it. Take them all."
Sure.
Oof.
All right.
How?
You're starting to feel a tingle on your skin similar to when magic is being cast, and you believe if you concentrate, you might be able to pull all of the magic out of the area.
Oh, that's gonna hurt. Your Peter's starting to tingle.
So
No,
I was
not
going.
like that.
I was going to dimension door next to the mages
Okay.
into the bubble,
You can still do that
and then can I concentrate in there?
if you want.
I'm gonna drink a potion first.
Okay.
We're just gonna use the last 3 doses of the crystal vial.
Is there like a potion version of Steel Wind Strike?
Yeah.
I really want whatever ability these jerks have. That is a super cool.
Do you want to go through a bunch of dark rituals to get a cursed magic blade that binds your souls to the pits of hell?
Does Jeffrey? No.
Does Tony?
I have another character that would really benefit from this. So maybe-
You have a friend who lived at your house for a while who currently has one of these.
Is that what he has?
Yeah,
Oh.
but you don't know that.
Yep. He doesn't have access to all of his powers because he hasn't used all the rituals, but he's got some of them.
What an idiot.
Yep. Yeah, Andy, I'm sorry. So you dimension door inside of there,
Yeah.
and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
You still have an inspiration dice.
I might use that. Is it an 8?
I have a war god too.
Is it a D8?
Yeah, it's a D8 at this point.
I think I'm at a
Actually-
D8, yeah.
You might be at a D10.
We're just gonna do that. 19. You know, just for good measures. 21.
21. 21's good. So you begin to pull magic out of the area, and you watch as the everything going on with the blades flicker, and the civilians have now all run out of the area. This guy comes back out of the shadows, and he's like, "What the heck? Where am I?" You see
He doesn't know.
You see their bodies start to go through transformations from one person to another, to another, to another, and they start to scream. And they are going to take an enormous amount of damage.
That's all.
That is going to kill that one.
That was a lot of dice.
Yeah.
And that one.
Oh, Mav, were you adding a +1 to your proficiency? You had
Was I adding a what?
oh wait, no, that's my bonus from something else. What is it from?
No, he would have been doing it.
That's my keep. That's my keep bonus.
Yeah.
We haven't been back to the keep.
Yeah, but I don't think you only used it once. Oh no, you did use it twice.
I picture Othig in the background.
Yeah.
So you
Tati would totally say
you
that.
watch 3 of those assassins just get ripped apart by the magic being pulled out of them. They no longer have the buffer to contain all of the personalities and bodies that they have become.
That's still what counts as one.
And you watch as their daggers tumble out of their hands as they die and hit the ground and just turn to piles of dust. The one hangs on. The force wall drops. Jeffrey Double is dead.
Yay!
And the mages look really panicked, and one of them begins to cast a spell. And the other one says, "You can't do that." And so he's going to try and cast a spell on his turn. Mav, you have sucked up an enormous amount of magical power at this point. You don't know if you can take any more. And you don't know what's about to happen on your next turn.
Only one way to find out.
So you...
Mav will mention it might be a good time to move.
Yeah.
You came in here, you jerk.
Right.
I came in the bubble to get away from the explosion.
Yeah, that's a good question. Are the well, we wouldn't know because we can't.
Yep.
Okay. You said they're casting a spell?
Yep.
Okay, well, it's probably not a good idea that I absorb anymore.
It's actually not their turn yet either. You just see that he's getting ready. You see he's getting ready to. It's not his turn to actually enable the magic, but he's gonna. And the other guy is like, no, and
No.
and so this one now is just a black soul blade. He's gonna run up to Mav.
He's blind.
Oh, he is blind. Yeah, he's still blind too. Dang it. So he is going to wander around, and let me see how close he gets. He finds a corner.
Yay!
Stabs
Got
the
him.
corner.
So proud of that guy.
It is now Steven's turn, who grabs Mav and drags him back
And
this
just
way.
chucks him.
No, he dashes
Second corpses.
and puts Mav right there, and then you watch him
By
disappear
all the younglings?
into the floor. No, they're all gone. It's been plenty of time for them to run away. And then Steven dips into the floor.
Because he knows.
All right.
Yeah.
Mav, this guy is casting a spell. You can suck it up, but you have no idea what's going to happen to you if you do.
Do it. He said you could take
Mav's
it
gonna
all.
suck it up.
Do it. So
All
proud
right.
of you.
Make
You have a
a,
bastion from the
make a
past
saving throw.
egging you on.
Do I know what level spell?
He's casting teleport.
Oh yeah, definitely absorbing that. What, you said what's the heavy throw? Constitution?
It's a Constitution saving throw.
You're gonna kill yourself.
Oh, that was so close.
No, that's gonna go off. You need to do 7 levels of explosion damage, as you can't contain this magic. You pull it out of him, but you can't contain it.
I really hope it's Zealot. Jason's character that's egging Andy on from the past.
Oh
You
man,
need to learn how to
that's
focus that explosion like a Hadouken.
Oh,
Spirit bomb.
can we just cover you in mirror like a disco ball of pain?
You just need to Super Saiyan that stuff out of you.
He's just saying. He's not Super Saiyan.
Do you mean put a bunch of laser or mirrors on him like he's an Archimedes lens?
I don't know what I'm
That's awesome.
It's a pre-laser.
So the other one, but Mav's gonna suck this up. We'll see what happens when he. Oh, it's a lot.
Oh, bye, Mav.
Nope.
Oh,
Mav is at 1 health.
Because he's got Death Ward on.
because Death Ward. So proud of you.
Alright. So you
Hey, that
are.
also means
Now, the girl and the soul mage should not take that much damage. Kind of disconcerting that they're still alive, but that's okay. And if you can remove unconscious from me, I'd appreciate that.
Yep, I can.
Does that hit Othig?
No, it's 15 feet or 20 feet.
Aw, that's so short.
So he's just out of range.
Man, we need
You
to
want me to go down?
No, I want Mav's explosion to be bigger. That's all.
All right.
It's nothing to do with
So
you.
Which would make me go down.
the other mage nods at the other mage, and he pulls a book out of his hands, and he begins to start casting the same spell.
Can I do my thing on him?
You can do your thing
Slap
on
it
him.
out of his hands.
Can I do my thing?
Yeah.
I really need to find a way to start hitting.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the worst. Oh, bye, buddy.
Oh.
And he does
Bye.
not get it off. You drop him before he has a chance, and the book falls to the ground.
Just Gallagher'd him.
Yep.
Oh, you.
Jeffrey.
So Jeffrey has a friend just standing next to him here. He's made friends. It's good. That's the guy that tried to run away, right?
He's the first guy that tried to cast teleport, and Mav ate it. And the second guy took the book from this guy and tried to cast teleport, and Thanak smushed him.
Okay. So there's no book in this guy's hand.
No, it's on the floor right now.
Yeah.
All
It's
right.
just spiraling across the floor.
All right. So I'm going to use my undeniable logic on
Okay.
to deal some damage, and then disadvantage. Oh, plap. Oh, why was there 2 of those? What happened? That's weird.
I don't know. How much
Because
did...
you ended your attack at, I think, at a critical.
So he takes 5.
Oh, okay. That's funny. And then I am going to turn him into a shrew and put him in my pocket.
But
Down.
you're going to try.
I'm going to try. I'm guessing that rolled at advantage.
It did, but you dropped a 17, which he's going to beat your spell DC with a 17. So even if it was those 2 rolls at disadvantage,
Gotcha.
he still would have won.
Okie dokie. Oh yeah, gotcha. Because you can look at the 2 rolls and just
Yep.
pick the shorter. Okay. And then I don't know. I'm just gonna go stand on the book, I guess.
Okay.
I'm
Make
small.
an intelligence saving throw.
I didn't get my turn. I'm just realizing.
Jeez.
Oh, you didn't. Thanak didn't get his turn.
Yeah, so that's fine. Jeff can finish his turn, and I'll do my thing.
Well, it might be important to Jeffrey's future existence that you...
Deal with
Alright.
this problem.
Okay.
I missed something. What's happening?
You
I
touched the
didn't
book.
get my turn.
You're trying to stand on a demonic book.
Oh.
Oh, demonic book. I thought it was just a spell book.
Oh yeah, they went through all this trouble just for his spell book.
Well,
I
mean,
didn't-
But
I didn't remember anyone saying anything about it looking very being
Nope.
a funny looking book.
Nobody
I mean,
looked
to be
at it.
fair-
no one did. But I'm just assuming.
Is that 5 over?
That is going to be 5 over.
Because he can't. Does he have no spells left?
Who?
I shouldn't say that. I was saying he's not gonna shield, but maybe he will. I don't know.
Oh no, he did, but it's still 5 over.
Okay.
That's a 25, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, you're
So-
rocking
you could have taken that.
Ah,
Okay.
Yeah, but these is that still 5 over with shield?
That is just 5 over.
Hey.
Oh man. The
Do
partially
better.
it being partially resisted is killing me.
Yep.
Not him, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Jeffrey, everything else plays out just like it did. Please make an
Yep.
intelligence saving throw.
Yeah, I'm wonderful. Actually, that's not bad. 16.
That's not bad, and that is enough to... There is an ancient mind trying to get into yours, and
you don't want inside.
it seriously wants control.
Okay.
Do we feel that through telepathy?
Oh, God, I hope not. That's
You feel Jeffrey freaking out about it.
Yeah, I will.
I feel like that couldn't
Jeffrey,
be quiet.
Do not let a demonic presence into all of our minds. Like, you got a back door.
Oh,
I don't want to backdoor you guys, so I will not
Okay,
stay on the book.
I've measured out the distance. I can do this.
Oh boy.
I'm going to move here first and not go into the range of Black Soul.
Okay.
I'm going to take my 3 attacks against number 2 here.
I'm going to probably say if you hit him, you will kill him. He's only got 4 health
Excellent.
left.
That's
So
excellent.
I'm sure that's what you want to hear.
That's exactly what I want
That's
to
not
hear.
going to hit him because he still does have shield up.
Oh.
So you killed him.
Not going to. Sorry.
That's okay.
He fixes it.
You're going to have to hit a 23. 24.
How about a 20?
That'll do. So
Well,
now he's dead.
But
He got that because he's
unconscious.
Oh, yeah. Oh, whoops.
What did you drop, though?
He dropped a 19.
Did he?
no,
Oh,
No, what's it say?
He dropped a 6.
Dropped a 6. You're going to have to re-roll that. Hold on. I was just about to take unconscious off him, too, and you beat me to it.
Well, how many attacks does Ryan take?
3.
Depends.
Do you want, Mike,
So,
you want me
there's
to roll
3
to see
dice
if I
there,
got the
one
higher
of them-
roll?
Why don't we just start this madness that attack over?
There we go.
Okay. You want me to start over with my rolls then?
Number 2.
No, attack number 2. That's what we're on.
No, I'm not attacking number 2.
No, this is your
You're
second
on a-
attack.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which is fair because blade number 2 is yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, there you go. there it is. No question to what's going to happen here. So he bends down for the book and you come running in and just upsweep him with your glaive and the head just goes soaring. He's just done.
Great. And then I have 5 of movement after I attack this guy, and I'll move away from him.
Okay.
So 3rd attack and then butt swing.
Jeez, man.
Yay!
Woo!
You punched him in the mouth.
And so then
It's
you turn
over!
and take that one out. And then you watch as multiple spectral hands come out of that central monument and pull Mav into it.
Oh, bye, Math.
Goodbye.
And
Bye.
that's where we're going to pick up next week.
No
Because
way.
it's 10 after 10, and we just can't
Yeah.
go anymore.
Yeah.
This is the latest we've played in like a year and a half.
A long time.
Yeah,
ago.
So, yep.
I
Yeah.
blame Math.
It's not my fault.
Now that they're
You
all
guys can't
dead,
figure all that stuff out.
now that they're all dead, do we have an idea of why the mages were resistant?
You do not, because all of their gear is smoking and smoldering and turning into pudding and ash.
Okay.
Seems
legit. Those guys are legit.
Yeah.
So
Jeez,
Yeah.
you hit so hard.
you can maybe do
Is
some
it they were
explanations. Yeah, they were totally raging.
Okay.
Maybe we'll find some explanations for that in 3 weeks.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh my
you're
gosh.
Oh man, that's too long.
It's a long time, 3 weeks. So
Yeah. Wow.
yeah, that's one of the reasons
Alright.
I was pushing to finish, but it's just
gone. Right.
not gonna make it this week.
That's fine. Not gonna work here anymore.
Yeah.
I freaking love that.
All
Alright, good night everybody.
Good night, fellas.
right. Good night, guys.
Night.